What up? It's your boy K-Blao Hood X. Look, I want to say up front, I don't know if you can hear me. I hope you can. I've been trying to do this video for months, and I've actually filmed this video like fucking 3 or 4 times, and it kept fucking up. So I hope y'all can hear me. So like I'm not. It wasn't like I was avoiding doing this video. Okay, I've gotten like an hour and a half into the production of this video and had it fuck up on me. All right. So if the same thing happens here, I'm just letting you know up front that like I might just do this part one, I might do a part two, you know what I'm saying? I might do part three, depending on how this goes. But the production keep fucking up on this video. You know what I'm saying? This is one of the reasons why I've put this out. I've filmed this shit like fucking 3 times. This is like the fourth time I filmed this. All right. Now I also want to say that I don't really know too many Sagittarius. You know what I'm saying? This is what took a long time to make this. Is that I haven't had a lot of bad experiences with Sagittarius enough to make a video kind of like the other ones that I made. So in saying that, this video I wanted to be based on not just, a bunch of actors and shit that I read online. I wanted to be based on real experiences, you know what I'm saying? So I really got a lot of online references, a lot of things for actors, celebrities, things like that, and compared it to the real life situations that I had been in. And I really had to develop that for a little while to get a real interpretation of what the fuck I was talking about, because I didn't want to just put some shit out there and just, you know what I'm saying, just be saying shit. All right, so know that as well. But I was not bullshitting with this video. I shot this video so many fucking times it just kept fucking up. And it, so I'm letting you know up front, if this shit fuck up, just look for part two, part three right now, because the way it's looking right now, my stream health is fucking up already. So the forces are against me. So stick with me. All right. So why I hate Sagittarius? First of all, when you're dealing with Sagittarius, you gotta understand these are very confident people, but they're also seeking attention, which is gonna throw you off. Which is why you have to be very comfortable in ignoring them, because they will try all different things to try to get your attention. But you have to be confident in totally fucking ignoring them, because they're gonna seem confident, but they're seeking attention. A lot of Sagittarius people born on December 18th have a very strong character personality type about them. You look at people like Brad Pitt, Steven Spielberg, Stalin, Christina Aguilera, Katie Holmes, Ray Liotta, Ty Cobb, Archduke Franz Ferdinand, it's the guy who got killed, started World War One assassination. World War One, he got assassinated. Stone Cold Steve Austin, Rob Van Dam, DMX, Charles Oakley, the list goes on and on. Anybody born on December 18th has a very strong personality. All right, they need a very big platform. They need a good platform to be on, because if not, they're going to fuck up. Manny Pacquiao, who had $2.2 billion worth of tax evasion. And this is a characteristic about Sagittarius, that they're fucking terrible with money. They avoid taxes. I know several Sagittarius who have tax, like IRS trying to take their house, so fucking take money from them, garnish their wages, shit like that. This is definitely shit you're dealing with Sagittarius. A friend of mine I worked with a while ago um, hired me to do some work for him on a website for a business he had started. You know what I'm saying? It was for MMA. They was doing MMA. You know what I'm saying? So dude had asked me to take the pictures, do the video, put it all up on the website. You know what I'm saying? It was tight how I had did it. And when it came time to get paid, of course they did not have the money. I already kind of knew that they weren't gonna have the money, because I was watching them fucking just throw money out the window on all type of shit. They were renting out a cage, paying for fucking insurance for the fighters, all type of shit, state fees. Like, it was crazy. I was like, man, why the fuck are y'all paying all this money? Because I knew that, like, when the ticket sales came in, it was not gonna add up, and like they had took a loss. But I'm saying they, it was him and his partner. His partner was the guy who was really paying for it. His partner was a Pisces. You know what I'm saying? He was the guy who was putting all the money up front, but he was just pouring all his money into this Sagittarius guy's idea. He wanted to do an MMA promotion. You know what I'm saying? They ended up losing, I think it was like $12,000, some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting at the hotel like, this is fucking crazy too. So, you know what I'm saying? I was trying to show them different ways of how they could save money, you know what I'm saying, invest it different ways. Of course, they didn't want to hear none of that shit. They thought I was fucking lame as fuck for even trying to tell them, you know what I'm saying? Eventually, what ended up happening, I eventually getting paid. I got paid. You know what I'm saying? Dude ended up dying. You know what I'm saying? He had I don't know if it's called cirrhosis of the liver or whatever, but you know what I'm saying? He had something going on with his liver. He used to have to go get dialysis. You know what I'm saying? All the time. Matter of fact, he used to miss a lot of meetings because he used to have to go get dialysis. So I was like, so when he died, I was like, damn, that's crazy. So like then that's when it all started to make sense to me of why they were spending, why this Pisces guy was spending all this money. I guess they kind of knew that time was running out for him, so he didn't really care about the money and all this. This is what he wanted for his his dying dream. And that's what I kind of realized about a lot of Sagittarius is that they live life like this. Is that like they kind of live life every day like it's their last day on Earth. I think I hear my dog. Um, it's like their last day on Earth. You know what I'm saying? And they don't care about the money. They don't care about the specifics. The you know what I'm saying, the paperwork or who gonna be paid, who's supposed to do it. Like they just you know what I'm saying, live it. You know what I'm saying? Live, I just gotta live life to the fullest. You know what I'm saying? That's definitely Sagittarius. Eugene Levy, if you know who that is, that's the dude from American Pie. If you ever see the father dude from American Pie, it's a perfect example of a Sagittarius like father, like the dad. They kind of like jackasses, and that they overstep the boundaries. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times they kind of incongruent, just dealing with their kids and shit. It's a perfect example. If you've never seen American Pie, go look up the father, Eugene Levy from American Pie. Alyssa Milano, who is a very beautiful actress who probably could have been in movies, but didn't really get on that platform. She ended up stuck in TV and doing commercials and things like that. She had a smaller career because things that she had did. I'm not gonna get into all of that, but Alyssa Milano. A lot of times you look at the characters that she plays as true Sagittarius. Leonid Brezhnev, I can never say his name. It's Leonidbrezdnev. This dude had big eyebrows. He was a Russian dude. He was a very famous politician over in Russia, but he died because he had drank too much and smoked too many cigarettes. And this is one thing you notice a lot of the Sagittarius, they end up dying or getting sick from drinking or smoking too much. Uh, I hope y'all can hear me, man. I don't even know if y'all can hear me or not. A lot of Sagittarius meet their woman like on the job. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times they like to approach women on the job. You know what I'm saying? A lot of Sagittarius might even get called for sexual harassment and shit like that because they like to date women that they in the field with. Like if you look at Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie, she's an actress. So you look at Jay-Z, Sagittarius, Beyonce, you know what I'm saying? They're both entertainers, shit like that. Like they like working in the same field. This is why a lot of times Sagittarius might end up cheating on their wife with somebody in the same field, or like somebody at work, or like their secretary, or their partner, or if they're an actor, they end up doing a play or some shit like that, and they have a wife that's playing, like they might end up pursuing. She's beautiful. He might end up pursuing her for real type shit. You know what I'm saying? Um, Julianne Moore. Julianne Moore. She was in a movie called Boogie Nights. You know what I'm saying? If you watch it, I think you can find this on YouTube. There's a scene where she getting fucked on the desk. Like this dude's fucking the shit out of her on the desk. Mind you, she's a Sagittarius in real life. You know what I'm saying? She's saying, "You're a great actor. You're a great actor." You know what I'm saying? Um, this is kind of how Sagittarius see life, sex, and its relationships all kind of in this mind frame for real. Like you're just an actor, life is a stage, and he's fucking pounding her, and they're filming this shit, and and she's saying, "Man, you're such a great actor." You know what I'm saying? The passion in that scene is a lot of times how Sagittarius approach relationships, life in general. Anna Nicole Smith, you look at Anna Nicole Smith, the life she chose, the liquor, the drugs, stuff like that, who died early. She was very beautiful, trying caught up in the fame, caught up in the lust of life. Ted Bundy, you know what I'm saying? You can Google him. I ain't getting all that, but obviously he's Sagittarius. Chris Angel, who is known for taking big risks, big magic. Matter of fact, he just got fucked himself up. Did an accident not too long ago, taking big risks. Fucking got in a huge accident. Had to give all of the spectators, had to get a whole audience all their money back. Doing some stupid shit, taking a big ass risk. That's because a lot of Sagittarius, they very easygoing and over opportunistic, meaning that like they like, oh yeah, we can do this. It's not a problem. Like yeah, we're just gonna knock. You know what I'm saying? They're not looking at the reality of the situation. You know what I'm saying? That they're taking this huge risk that they just so kind of caught up in the zest of life that they're not looking at the reality of it. A lot of Sagittarius can see life like pornos, being in a relationship like a porno, in that um, like a lot of women, like what's the name of that movie? I think it's called John or some shit like that. It has Scarlett Johansson in it. It was about this movie. This dude was jerking off. He was watching porn, jerking off. You know what I'm saying? And to the point where like the porn was fucking up his reality of what was really supposed to be like in a relationship. And they were comparing that to like women who watch like soap operas and stuff like that, and like telenovas, uh, General Hospital, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Or like Days of Our Lives, like how women view relationships and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? The fantasy of it is bigger than the reality of what it is. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of Sagittarius see the sex, like porn, the themes of sex and porn is like the theme of a relationship. You see what I'm saying? And that they be kind of delusional to like how a relationship really supposed to work out if the theme of the sex ain't really right. And like you look at the concept like Jay-Z fucking Beyonce, in his mind, like this is like a fucking porno. You know what I'm saying? Like if you actually sitting there having sex with Beyonce, you see what I'm saying? Like this is like every man's ultimate fantasy. He's like living this shit out. Like so to him, the type of sex, you know what I'm saying, is the fantasy of that. Like when you actually see that, you know what I'm saying. That's why I understand like him going out and cheating on Beyonce at the same time, because it's like the dopamine receptors in his mind is so fried in that like you actually living like a movie. It's like living a fantasy to the point where like that's why a lot of times they constantly going to go seek the next thrill, or they are kind of prone to cheat in a relationship because once you've seen this movie, like you know what I'm saying, it's only so many different ways you can watch this movie before you kind of want to see another movie, and this is how they approach the sex in relationships. You know what I'm saying? Oh, cool. Y'all can hear me. Thanks, Jamie. Go appreciate the comment. Sagittarius are very forgetful. You know what I'm saying? You tell them something fucking 5, 10 minutes later, they will forget that shit, especially if it's like vocabulary or like a word they got to memorize, some shit like that. They can be also very extreme in anything, especially even things that they're not even passionate about. You know what I'm saying? Like a Sagittarius might get in an argument or some shit they don't even know about, but just the way that the information was being presented or the person that they didn't like, this person ended up arguing over some shit they didn't even give a fuck about. You know what I'm saying? It's just the fucking, they just extreme. A lot of Sagittarius men can be man whores. You look at Brad Pitt, you look at Jay-Z, for them, you look at Frank Sinatra. A lot of Sagittarius men um, will fake a whole relationship. They just end it really for the sex. Very impatient, you know what I'm saying? Um, Especially when it comes to taking risks in money situations. You know what I'm saying? Like, um, these are the type of people that's going to get rich quick schemes and shit like that, or maybe prone to sell drugs or gamble and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Um, Very impatient. You look at the centurion and the sphinx. The sphinx. You look at the sphinx in Egypt. You know what I'm saying? The centurion. This is half man, half animal. You know what I'm saying? So like, this is what you're looking at with Sagittarius, is that like there's something invisible. Like when you're looking at them, you're kind of looking at something invisible controlling them. Like you see what I'm saying? This is the animal. It's like it's not going nowhere. It's a beast controlled. Like this is the shit that's really controlling their nature. Like when you're looking at them, you might get caught in the mystery. You might get caught in the alpha dynamic, or like the entertainment aspect, or the larger than life personality that they putting on. Well, that's being controlled by a beast. This is part of them is what you're looking at on the physical. You see what I'm saying? So make sure you understand there's an unseen element. You see what I'm saying? Which is like a beast when you're dealing with Sagittarius. Very smooth talking, like James Bond. You look at James Bond, you say shaken, not stirred. You see what I'm saying? Very smooth. They can be quitters. Start one project before they. I mean, they'll they won't finish one project before they go to the next one. They never finish their projects. Sagittarius are mutable. Mutable basically means, I've noticed this a lot of mutable signs. They like to talk and just have you listen. Like I'm talking right now to a screen. Like in Hood X we call this talking to the fish. You see what I'm saying? This comes from the card Page of Cups. You know what I'm saying? Talking to the fish is like kind of like what I'm doing right now. I'm just talking to a fucking screen. You see what I'm saying? And like a lot of Pisces, a lot of Virgos, and a lot of Sagittarius. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people do this in general. You don't understand to be a mutable sign to do this, but one thing about Sagittarius, they just want to talk and have somebody shut up and just listen to them talk. They don't really like to be interrupted. They don't like people to interject or none of that, unless you're like, oh yeah, oh man, oh wow, like they want people to listen like that. They don't really want people to like interject or talk. You know what I'm saying? They will show up late to whatever function you got going on. You know what I'm saying? Or they might not even show up at all. Don't expect them to show up on time. Like I said before, sex is the relationship to them. So make sure you keep switching it up. If you are with a Sagittarius man, make sure you keep buying nylon stockings, try all type of shit, wigs, fucking all type of crap. You got to keep switching it up. They like role play, shit like that. Sagittarius can get road rage. I've been in cars with Sagittarius and actually wanted to get the fuck out because of the type of road rage they get. I've seen them roll down the window, holler out the fucking window, throw shit at other cars. I've seen this with my own eyes. Damn, that was quick. Another astrologer named Miss Pamela XOXO. She's a YouTube channel. You I follow her. She's an astrologer. Her name is Miss Pamela. She's a Sagittarius. You know what I'm saying? She's astrologer. You know what I'm saying? She got a personality that like you kind of watch her channels like she's kind of in her own world. Like you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times when I watch her channel, I have to laugh to myself and just remember that like man, this is a Sagittarius woman. Like you know what I'm saying? A lot of people watch my channel. They like my interpretation because like just me, just who I am, like me being a black man, it's like okay, look, this is a different angle looking at things. Like you know what I'm saying? But like when I watch Miss Pamela XOXO, a lot of times I do. I ask myself, man, what the fuck sign is she? Because like it's just a certain way that she do things that like you know what I'm saying. You be like, this chick is nothing like. Obviously, I'm a black male. You know what I'm saying? It's a white woman. She's nothing like me. But at the same time, it's just the way that motherfuckers approach life. It's like, are you doing this to for yourself? Are you doing this to help people? Are you doing this to be famous? Or like, you know what I'm saying? It's just a certain way about people have about doing this. Also, enthusiasm is a big thing. A lot of times you're dealing with Sagittarius, and like there's a certain, I guess that's the word I'm looking for, is enthusiasm about the things that they say. They're enthusiastic about the things that they say more so than like the damn audience to be enthusiastic about themselves. And that like, you know what I'm saying? They're not trying to impress you. They really be trying to impress themselves type shit. You know what I'm saying? They are very intense. They can be, you know what I'm saying? Which brings out a lot of competitive nature in them for no fucking reason whatsoever. Like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times those Sagittarius, I feel like they be like, what you call it, televangelists, like the motherfucking preachers and shit who be on TV late at night, like, yes, Jesus is gonna save you. All you got to do is send me $15.99. Like, I do get that vibe a lot of times dealing with Sagittarius. You know what I'm saying? I think the stream is fucking up. Are y'all still with me? Let me know if anything happened, please. I don't expect to finish this video like I said from the beginning. This might just end up being part one. But yeah, they can be kind of like a televangelist kind of vibe to them sometimes. It's kind of creepy. Um, they do like to gain approval of others, even though they try to act like it don't matter to them. They do like to hear that the things that people out chattering about the things that they did. They like to gain that type of approval. A lot of Sagittarius can be in the horseplay. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times sitting around talking too much. You know what I'm saying? They won't mind if you kind of come up and push them and shove them a little bit, or kind of like you know what I'm saying, jab them in the ribs. You know what I'm saying? They have a very naughty smile. A lot of times, like you can learn a Sagittarius. A lot of times, they might look at you across the room, or they might be looking at somebody give a speech or presentation, and they had like this real naughty smile, like, oh, I bet I can fuck this person. Like they got like you know what I'm saying, this real naughty, arrogant kind of smile about themselves, and they can be very arrogant themselves in the way that they approach things, and they kind of self-serving, like self gratification more so than gratification of seeing people enjoy what they doing. Like they really doing it for themselves. They can be creeps. Kim McGuire, who was Hatchet Face in the movie Cry Baby. So I'm saying this is a Sagittarius woman who obviously died recently, rest in peace. I'm saying, but this is obviously a woman who played a role called Hatchet Face. You know what I'm saying? And that they kind of did make her face kind of ugly, but like you know what I'm saying, she was very confident to the point where she was comfortable putting herself in a movie and immortalizing herself as a woman called Hatchet Face. You know what I'm saying? And it take a certain type of woman to even do some shit like that. Like you know what I'm saying? Like she don't even give a fuck. Like it was more like I said, it's more of a self-serving. So it was something inside herself that you know what I'm saying that she was obviously trying to overcome to why she you know what I'm saying was comfortable putting out a movie like that. Oh, this bitch, Amy Locane. Like look this chick up. Her name Amy Locane. This is a classic Saturday. This chick, right? Okay, look. This chick had a DUI. You know what I'm saying? She was drinking 3 times over the limit. You know what I'm saying? She was in Crybaby too. You know what I'm saying? She was doing 53 and a 35. You know what I'm saying? Go look up the sentencing. You can find the sentencing on YouTube. Go look up the sentence of Amy Locane. I suggest every Sagittarius woman, every Sagittarius man Go look that up. You know what I'm saying? She lost her husband when she was in jail. She was divorced in jail. This is like Sagittarius who deal with DUIs, drinking, driving, stupid shit like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Go look up Amy Locane. You know what I'm saying? I highly suggest you look at Borachi. I don't know if you follow Mortal Kombat, but there's a character in Mortal Kombat called Borachi who's the guy who drinks. He was based off the character Drunken Master. If you follow, I think it was Jackie Chan's old kung fu movie. Um, Drunken Master, you know what I'm saying? Sagittarius is a guy who drink a lot of liquor and fight. You know what I'm saying? And his passion plays out in the fighting. And this is what you're dealing with. A lot of times Sagittarius is that like when they drink, a lot of times they might go dance or they go do whatever it is they do. The liquor is like gasoline to help push them. You see what I'm saying? This is what that's why I use the character Borachi as an example. That Captain Kirk, I highly look at his character itself. You look at Star Trek, the character Captain Kirk, even though he's an Aries, William Shatner's an Aries. The character Captain Kirk is somebody who's moving through different galaxies, talking to different people. You're seeing friends from all different types of galaxies, having sex with different women from all different. Every episode, he having sex with a different woman. You know what I'm saying? There's nobody there to check him. He's kind of a loose cannon. He can kind of do whatever he want to do. He's moving through the galaxy, having sex with all different things. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's got a whole crew to do whatever he wants. He takes all type of risks that no other captain will take. You know what I'm saying? The character Captain Kirk is a huge reference point for Sagittarius that I deal with. You know what I'm saying? Just dealing with that personality. A lot of times I will talk to Sagittarius like I'm talking to Captain Kirk, per se, or even James Bond. You look at, like I said, James Bond with a tuxedo, always got the type of new car, new. Like you look at Jay-Z, you look at James Bond, it's very similar shit. And that like this is like the Sagittarius subconscious. You know what I'm saying? The way that they dealing with women. You know what I'm saying? New guns, new money, shit like that. Like this is the shit that this is how they subconscious kind of work. Um, Sagittarius can be noticed. I don't want to say this, but you know what I'm saying? You look at Woody Allen, he's a pedophile. You know what I'm saying? Sagittarius will date. I've seen this on my own. I've seen Sagittarius date women that are younger than 18, like sometimes 17, 16 years old. You know what I'm saying? These are men in 30s, 40s years old. You know what I'm saying? Having sex with women that's 16, 17 years old. You know what I'm saying? They will date younger women. You know what I'm saying? They chase after young women. Not necessarily that they pedophiles, they'll fuck a child or some shit like that. But you look at like Woody Allen, I believe the girl was 18. You know what I'm saying? But like it's like right there at the threshold of like young and fucking like almost like pedophilia. They'll be right there on that threshold. You know what I'm saying? Um, you ever seen the movie Hancock with Will Smith? You know what I'm saying? This is a theme of Sagittarius. This is a dude who had superpowers, who had to actually put himself in jail to go through an internal process to balance the fucking all the liquor and the rage and the anger. And once he did that, he became the best version of himself. I highly suggest every Sagittarius watch the movie Hancock. Also, Tony Stark. If you look at the character Tony Stark, Iron Man, the way he act, this is a dude playing with fucking guns, iron suits, traveling all over the world. Same shit. This is like huge Sagittarius themes in the character Tony Stark, even though he's played by an Aries male. You know what I'm saying? The same risks that he takes a lot of times, the loose cannon, the bravado, you know what I'm saying? The womanized, well, he's not really womanized, he's just one woman, but you know what I'm saying? Very beautiful woman. You know what I'm saying? Seeing his life like a movie, playing his life out like a movie. You know what I'm saying? Tony Stark, a lot of Sagittarius things. Um, Perfect. Like, there's a scene in what's it, the Avengers where Tony Stark is walking and Loki, like they land in some room. I think it's like in the mansion somewhere. He has a bar. And he's walking over to the bar and he offers Loki a drink. He's like, Loki, you want a drink? And he's like, no, I don't want a drink. And then he's like, Loki's like, man, we about to take over the city. We're doing all of this shit. And Tony Stark's like, oh, well, we got a Hulk. He's like, we got this and we got that. And they're just kind of going through bravado back and forth. And Tony Stark's having a drink and they're fucking comparing weapons and shit. And like, this is some Sagittarius shit. And that like there's two alpha men like fucking comparing, like, you know what I'm saying, going back and forth, and like they know they about to go to war, but and they just kind of like having a moment and having a drink and like, you know what I'm saying, this is a fucking Sagittarius moment, and they're like, this is the shit that they be on. Like they'll sit there and have a drink and kind of talk shit with you and kind of debate, and like it's like enemies that's fucking having a drink together type shit. Like this the type of shit that they be on. You know what I'm saying? Um, Daniel Hortzclaw. Then this is a guy who was a police officer who was having sex with black women. You can go look him up. His last name is spelled Holtz Claw. You know what I'm saying? He got sentenced to fucking like 200 something years. I don't know if you can go look this up on fucking YouTube. This is a guy, obviously he's a cop taking a huge risk, having sex with multiple black women, basically raping them. Like he was fucking forcing them to have sex, forcing them to give head to him, all type of fucking bogus shit. He was a fucking white and Asian cop. You know what I'm saying? He had a thing for black women. You know what I'm saying? And they sentenced this dude. Go look up his sentencing. You see what I'm saying? And the whole time, mind you, he was saying he was innocent. He didn't do none of this. It was constant women coming in, giving their testimony, and he took a lot of risks. But you see that he was smart. It was strategic in that he knew that these type of women would not be trusted in court. There was a strategy to his risk, and like you can kind of see the calculation. Like if you study that case, you see he was very calculative in the way he did that whole shit. He was fucking crazy. Like, go watch that sentencing. That is a must watch for every Sagittarius. DJ Khaled, Sagittarius, we the best, was just recently booed off stage. It was fucking hilarious to me. So saying he really has no talent per se to me. You know what I'm saying? He's very good at just organizing energy and organizing crowds and kind of controlling. And the whole music industry itself is kind of run like a fucking pyramid scheme. So you look at somebody like Jay-Z, somebody like Khaled, you know what I'm saying? These are people who are good at controlling that dynamic, like the loose business strategy, like the vibe of the you know what I'm saying, the vibe of the business. Khaled don't really have no talent per se. You see what I'm saying? He's just good at directing that energy. Um, Pablo Escobar, Sagittarius. You see what I'm saying? He married a 15-year-old girl when he was 27, and he still cheated on her. Built his own prison. You can look up Pablo. I'm not going on. I might bring him up a little bit later, but everybody knows the story of Pablo and the ridiculousness. This is a story. Matter of fact, I give Pablo a good 30 seconds. The story itself is just fucking ridiculous. Like you're looking at a dude that's like a fucking cartoon almost. It's like, man, how far are you gonna take this? He built his own fucking prison, killed fucking dozens and dozens of people, started the biggest drug cartel like literally of all time. Shoot you in your face and go eat a fucking turkey sandwich. Like he's like a myth itself. Like people worship this fucking guy. You know what I'm saying? And to him, it's like a giant magic trick. Um, oh right, this girl Haley Steinfeld. I'm not saying if I'm saying her name right. Haley Steinfeld. She got a song called "Love Myself," which is basically an ode to masturbation, like females playing with themselves. You know what I'm saying? And it goes to the Sagittarius theme of like loving themselves and fucking like basically self masturbation, getting off on their own self, getting off on their own energy. They love being in front of a large crowd. Obviously, very good. A lot of the people who I named who were born on December 18th, they're fucking masters of this. Make great actors. A lot of times I use the term "they soul is leaking out." It's kind of hard to see it, but when you have a couple of drinks and smoke a little bit, maybe laying down, you think about it later on, you say, man, the soul is leaking out. It's kind of true in that, like, this is somebody who's not, they're not contained in there, like their soul is leaking out. Like you look at Brad Pitt and you look at the things that he's going through, and it's like, or you look at, you know what I'm saying, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Jay-Z, you look at, it's like somebody who's just taking life to the edge to the point where it's like oil, like a car is dripping oil type shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like their soul is kind of just dripping out. Um, Ted Cruz, I hate this motherfucker. Creepy motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, go look up on YouTube some of the Ted Cruz um, blunders or Ted Cruz compilations. You see what I'm saying? They got shit where he got fucking tonsil stones on his fucking lip and he's taking himself serious. And like, go look at some of the outtakes. They got these outtakes of Ted Cruz when he was making a commercial. I think it was 60 Minutes that he got it or some shit like that. And they had put it out. They had leaked it. Like everything was fucking fake as fuck. And he was making it look like he wants to be taken so serious, but everything is just so fucking plastic and on the surface that like every Sagittarius kind of needs to see that. Like especially if you a Sagittarius dealing in the entertainment world or dealing with like in this day and age, staged reality shows. Like there's a fucking fine line. Like in wrestling they call this shit K-Fabi, which is like uh what you see on reality shows, and they're like it's fucking staged, and they're like yes it's real but it's not, and they're like they're right there on the line between reality and fucking entertainment. You see what I'm saying? It's staged. And like certain people are good at this and certain people are others. But like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of Sagittarius is really fucking good at doing this shit. And when you look at Ted Cruz um trying to put out an authentic version of himself, and you're looking at all these outtakes, you see it's like watching fucking I'm trying to think of a show, like it's like watching your favorite reality show and then seeing like all the outtake, like they're saying cut in between. You're like, wait, I thought this shit was real, and it's not. It's like the shit is fucking staged. And like there's a fine line in nowadays between reality and fucking stage, fucking social media, all this shit going on. Like every Sagittarius needs to watch that shit and be careful about like when you're doing production, when you're yelling cut, and like the things that happen in between the fucking the like the things that happen in between the production. You need to be careful, like you know what I'm saying, because like some people the cameras are still rolling, and like they want to know if the person you present yourself is authentic or not. Like Jay-Z is a real fucking master at like hiding the fucking cuts in between, because I've seen like outtakes of Jay-Z. Jay-Z is nothing like what the fuck he presents himself to be when the cameras are rolling. You know what I'm saying? And like Ted Cruz has a fucking a fucking collection of outtakes that are classic. That like any Sagittarius needs to see that shit. You know what I'm saying? Also too, like you look at some old clips of Ted Cruz, like when they asked him a lot of time, they was like, man, so what do you want to be when you grow up, Ted? This was 18 years old. He was like, I want world domination, rich, powerful, that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? When he was running for president, he couldn't get not one fucking Republican to endorse him. You see what I'm saying? You look at his face too. He has like a real unsettling face, and like I know a lot of Sagittarius too. It's like something about like when they rest their face, it's almost like a rodent. Like I don't want to say a rodent, but like it's like a what the fuck is the word? Like it's something about when a Sagittarius face is resting, it's not resting bitch face per se, but it's like a fucking rodent almost. It's not even the right word I want to use, but it'll come. It's like a fucking rabbit mixed with a fucking squirrel. Like it's a weird fucking face today. Like Ted Cruz got that fucking face. It's an unsettling face. These are people that don't want to change. Obviously, very opportunistic. You look at Jay-Z. A lot of times with Jay-Z, like when he put Eminem on his fucking album on Renegades, and that was a record that was already fucking done, mind you. Like Jay-Z, Eminem already had this record with Royce 5'9". They took Royce 5'9" off the record and put Jay-Z on the record. You see what I'm saying? That's what really fucked with me when Nas came out and said Eminem murdered you on your own shit. This is a side note, you know what I'm saying? Because like if I was Royce 5'9", I'd be like, yo, what the fuck? Like that was not Jay-Z shit. That was actually Royce 5'9" shit. They took Royce 5'9" off and put Jay-Z on it. Like there's some opportunistic shit. Like Jay-Z does shit like this. Like he did the same shit with Jada, because this is why Nas said, he said pop shit then apologize, nigga just ass kiss. Because like Jay-Z was known at the time, like when Jay-Z got on, he would take songs and like redo them. Like he was still a lot of songs. Like Jay-Z was known for notorious for doing this shit. Like Biggie Small's whole fucking swag, everything about Jay-Z was like fucking borrowed. Same thing with fucking Frank Sinatra album Gets LA. Like Sagittarius are notorious for like they have somebody in the back of their mind that is like their fucking blueprint, that they're mimicking everything, that whatever, however great that they are fucking like there's somebody in the back of their mind that they are still in that they whole fucking swag. Like Jay-Z is a known swagger jacket. But this is not just Jay-Z. Like all Sagittarius do this. It don't matter if they're in fucking fashion, entertainment, singing, fucking acting, everything. There's somebody in their fucking mind that they are stealing their whole fucking like style from. I promise you. They're just jackasses. Like a lot of times you dealing with like a jackass that don't want to admit that they're a jackass. Like the thing about Aquarius, not all Aquarius, but me as an Aquarius is that like a lot of times I do some jackass shit. I would say, Darren, I was a jackass. Like, damn, I can laugh at myself. A lot of Sagittarius, when they laugh at themselves, it's gonna be convenient. Like it's gonna be like a fucking strategic move. Like they do not fuck. It's like a jackass that don't want to admit that they're a jackass. Like you see what I'm saying? Take themselves way too fucking serious. It's like an image, like a fucking audience sitting up in their head clapping all fucking day. Mind you, just real quick, not to go back to Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz stole a joke from Jay Leno. If you go, you can go look it up later. If you want to go side note, you really want to see some funny shit. Like the YouTube motherfuckers really have found a couple videos and so had Ted Cruz had stole this joke from Jay Leno. Go look it up if you're bored. Stalin. I ain't gonna get too deep in this. But Stalin, you know what I'm saying, is fucking responsible for about 3 million deaths. Obviously, you can look that up. These are people who avoid commitment, so they will marry you at the last fucking option. You know what I'm saying? They're you know what I'm saying, they will marry you only if they have to fucking marry you, basically. These are good like side pieces. You don't want to like really marry a Sagittarius. Jay-Z once came out with a song called Super Ugly, which was like it was a comeback to Nas's Ether. And this is like when Jay-Z was like off. Like people fucking hated Jay-Z. People were fucking booing Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? And his coordination was off. And like a lot of the times Sagittarius go through these moments in life where like they just hold their whole coordination, everything's just off. Like Frank Sinatra went through this. You know what I'm saying? Even Nicki Minaj went through this when she got ethered by this chick. Like her career just never really fucking bounced back. They go through these moments where they had these dry spells. You know what I'm saying? And this is when you want to approach them with whatever idea you got going on. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is when they, like, you got to kind of wait for them to go through the downs. Like, because they have high highs and they have low lows. And if you ever really want to get them to listen to you, you want to approach them when they're at them low lows. Nicki Minaj is still in Lil Kim's career. What is this? Oh, thinks it's that part of them two snaky people. The new sign, I don't ever know how to say the word. It's called like Ophinsis. I just call it 13 Zodiac, and Hood we call it 25 but it's actually Ophinsis or something like that. It is true that this kind of came right in the cusp of that, but I have a different interpretation of that. You know what I'm saying? But how everything kind of shifted over, you know what I'm saying, during that time. But I can kind of see what I guess what he's trying to say is a snake is a reptile, and the Sagittarius are like reptile people. I guess I can kind of see that, but let me finish this. Frank Sinatra, when he introduced, what the fuck is her name? Mia Farrow. Mia Farrow. You can go find this on YouTube. I suggest every Sagittarius go watch the Mia Farrow story. Or if you're a woman and you're with a Sagittarius, go watch the Mia Farrow story. Mia Farrow was a Sagittarius woman who was with two Sagittarius men. The first one was Frank Sinatra. The second one was Woody Allen. So I'm saying the divorce with Woody Allen was much more ugly than the one with Frank Sinatra. You know what I'm saying? Frank Sinatra kept it pimping. He kept it all the way pimping. You know what I'm saying? But Woody Allen ended up having sex with her daughter, who was like 18, was a little Asian woman. You know what I'm saying? And but I ain't getting that just yet. But like when Frank Sinatra actually introduced Mia Farrow as his wife, he got up on the stage. He said, "This is Mia Farrow. This is my wife." He said, "The reason I married her is because I finally found a broad I could cheat on." Now, mind you, this is what he actually said. You should have said, and this is the immaturity. Like he was dead serious. That was so crazy. And like she was totally fucking embarrassed, but like he was dead serious. You know what I'm saying? Because she didn't really give him shit about him cheating. So that's why he basically married her. You know what I'm saying? It was a strategic move. Um, what is this? I can't even read my own handwriting. What the fuck is this? Right. Frank Sinatra was cheating on his wife Nancy with. I can't read this shit. I don't know what the fuck I wrote. But basically, Mia left um, Woody Allen after she found pictures that he had taken of their teenage adopted daughter. Mind you, it was adopted. She was an Asian girl. That's I guess in this mind is how he justified it. And she found these pictures and she ended up divorcing him. Then he ended up marrying the daughter. You know what I'm saying? Um, I was supposed to say some other shit, but I totally don't know what the fuck I wrote. Oh yeah, Mia was 5 years younger than um, Frank Sinatra's daughter. She was very young. She was actually younger than Frank Sinatra's daughter when Frank married her. Somebody just goes back to us saying about Sagittarius men marrying very young chicks. You look at Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt cheated on Jennifer Aniston with Angelina Jolie while they were working on the movie. This is kind of what we were talking about earlier. Um, he cheated on Angelina with a new girl named Marlon Cotillard. I don't know. He cheated on Angelina Jolie apparently. Um, he also said he just went sober because recently he said, I haven't remembered a time since college when I wasn't boozing or had a spliff or something. Like something. So like apparently every time you've seen Brad Pitt, he was off of something, some type of weed, some type of liquor, something. Like every time you've seen Brad Pitt, that motherfucker was fucked up. Um, something, and you realize that a lot of it is cigarettes and pacifiers, and I'm running from feelings. This is something he just said recently. So cigarettes, liquor, alcohol, drugs, weed. Um, he said he's running from feelings. And this is something Brad Pitt said. You know what I'm saying? A lot of satirists deal with this, and they're like dealing with when they go to bars, and you're dealing with not just in the bar, but also like casinos, and you're just hanging out with the guys, and you like you look at Nori's show, even though Nori's a fucking Virgo, his show is called Drink Champs. You look at the theme of Drink Champs, like when they sitting there drinking and smoking and talking, and the life and the energy, and like this is they world, so their body can only take so much of that shit before it starts to decay. Um, Brad Pitt is notorious for dating co-stars. He's a serial co-star dater. Um, you look at the movie By the Sea, which is a movie Angelina Jolie had made. Basically, it starred Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. He was a drunk in there. In the movie, you look at the character he played in By the Sea. You go look at the trailer. You pretty much get the point. The character he was playing in there is very typical Sagittarius. Stone Cold Steve Austin, who unfortunately I hate to be the person to say this because I love Stone Cold Steve Austin, but like when you look at the um what is it called, the Stone Cold Stunner, this is by far is widely considered the greatest wrestling move of all time in wrestling history. It's actually stolen by a guy named Whipwreck from ECW. It was called the Whippersnapper. You can go on YouTube yourself and look up the Whippersnapper, and you will see that it's literally the fucking Stone Cold Stunner. You see what I'm saying? And I just got to tell you about like Sagittarius and Swagger Jackets. Like they will literally take other people's shit and just redo it and put more energy to it and call it their own shit. You see what I'm saying? Um, Frank Sinatra had a song called "I Did It My Way." Obviously, this is very Sagittarius. Um, Stone Cold Steve Austin used to beat the shit out of Deborah, who was a Pisces. She put a gag order on him and left him because she left him because of Brock Lesnar. I don't even know what the fuck I wrote here. Um, but yeah, he used to beat the shit out of Deborah. Carcino, if you follow, there's a guy on your YouTube, his name is Carcino. This is the guy who puts out a lot of videos called The Truth About, like you say, the truth about uh, Jay-Z and Nas, the truth about DMX, the truth about this, the truth about that. This is Carcino. You're saying he's a Sagittarius. And like the thing about Carcino, a lot of people ask, like, man, how the fuck did he know this shit? And like he kind of gets off on that. You know what I'm saying? And that like he if you follow his channel, he says a lot of shit from like the era, like if you know that era, like the 90s, like the mid 90s, early 90s, early 2000s. Like the thing he be saying shit that be dead on, and you be like, man, how the fuck did he know this shit? And he's kind of like the guy that you hang out in a bar with who tells those mythological larger than life stories that you're like, man, get the fuck out of here. Who the fuck are you? How you know this shit? And he's kind of, he got that Sagittarius energy about him. He's Larry Bird. If you know old school NBA, Larry Bird, he was a huge trash talker. People tried to fight him a lot of times on the court because he was notorious for trying to start fights with people and shit like that. You see what I'm saying? DMX is a Sagittarius. You look at I highly suggest every Sagittarius man go watch. He was on an episode of Ivana Fix My Life where he basically, I don't want to say ruined the relationship he had with his son, but he definitely fucking blew a big ass hole in the relationship he had with his son, and not just his son, but like he had to really face a lot of the old demons that he had been in his life, and DMX is constantly right there on the edge of like where you just want to give up on him, but then he makes you think he's gonna change. Like he's right there on that cusp of that shit all the time, and he kind of walks that line where a lot of Sagittarius walk, where you kind of force you to understand that this is who he is, this is how he approaches life, and like even though you may not like it, you may think that you want to see his life go a certain way. This is who he is, and like he forces you to accept that, and that he makes you think that he's listening. Like I say, they seek the attention, but then at the same time they want to feel confident. Like you see what I'm saying? So like this is the trick that they plant on themselves. You see what I'm saying? Not only on themselves but also on you. Um oh yeah, too real quick, a quote by Woody Allen. He said the heart wants what it wants. That's a quote from Woody Allen. Um Pablo Escobar. He died a day after his birthday, by the way. Pablo Escobar. Back in the day before Pablo got on, he used to sell fake cigarettes. He used to sell tombstones. Actually, they used to steal tombstones off of fucking graves, sand them down, and then rechisel them and resell them, motherfuckers. This type of shit he was on. They used to steal cars. They used to make fake diplomas, fake lottery tickets. Responsible for fucking over 2,500 deaths. Fuck Pablo. Sagittarius can come off like airheads. When you look at Jessica Simpson, even though Jessica Simpson is not a fucking Sagittarius, her character, like Jessica Simpson, is not that stupid. It's like Lucille Ball, who's an Aries woman, but she's playing a fucking ditch. Sagittarius women are not stupid. They're just very good at playing fucking stupid. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is why a lot of times when Sagittarius end up with Aquarius, they end up getting stuck there in that aloofness. Like it's like that, hey, what's going on? Like, hey, and like, they kind of get stuck right there, and like that be the attraction right there, is that kind of aloofness where like they're both playing innocent to a movie. You see what I'm saying? And it'd be fucked up is that there's so much more potential between Sagittarius and Aquarius, but they get stuck right there in that just that aloofness and like both of them playing stupid. Um, they can be very clumsy. The way Beethoven actually went deaf, Beethoven Sagittarius, he fell over, he fucking tripped and fell. And when he got up, he was actually pissed off. He was fucking in a bout of rage and was walking around doing some crazy shit and tripped and fell and boom, hit his fucking head and got up and he was fucking deaf. You see what I'm saying? This is some Sagittarius shit. Like who the fuck you gonna blame for that shit? Um, they will date people that are out of their class. Like they like to chat. Like a lot of times you like Sagittarius type of like maybe like the nerd or like the super business dude you see with like the beautiful, gorgeous woman. You're like, how the fuck did he end up with her? Like they'll take that risk. Like they be like, wow, that woman is gorgeous. I'm gonna go. Like that's one thing about Sagittarius is good for them is that like they're not afraid to go and approach like a woman or somebody of the opposite sex that they want. Like if they really get their mind to it, they will go. A lot of times it's for the wrong reasons though. Um, a lot of times Sagittarius will end up playing the bigger brother or bigger sister in the role of somebody else that they won't even fucking have nothing in common with whatsoever, but they'll still end up doing it, or they might end up being a stepdad to some kids that they fucking hate, or like they might end up having to like take control over like having a relationship with like a dog, even maybe even a dog or like a cat or a pet, or like what's that movie? As Good as It Gets, I think it was with Jack Nicholson had to take care of a dog. I think that was the name of the movie. Like that's some Sagittarius shit. Like this is a fucking dude that's kind of stuck in his ways, and he had to like take care of something. Like somewhere in life, Sagittarius, like God throws some shit at them and forces them to like find themselves in like a fucking bigger brother, or in order. That's be the only thing a lot of times that will make them humble themselves and look at the things that they doing. Like Jay-Z had a song. It was produced by Dr. Dre. I can't think of the name of the song. When he was talking about his nephew or something he was ended up taking care of. I think he got killed, something like that. I can't think of the name of the song. Like Jay Z, or like if you look at the song, Kanye West had a song called Bigger Brother, where he's talking about Jay Z. You know what I'm saying? You look at his Sagittarius, like he finds himself in a role where he's taking care of a lot of people. Um, they can be attention whores. They feel that they're above the ordinary world. Sagittarius can be a brand of human. Like I said, when you look at somebody like Frank Sinatra, this is a brand of human. It's not just a man. It's like a brand of man. You see what I'm saying? Uh, Bobby Soxers. If you know what Bobby Soxers are, these are like the groupies back in the 50s. These are the girls who wear skirts and shit. Used to be at the concert screaming loud as well, like ah, like fucking Michael Jackson used to get up there, like, well, not Michael Jackson, but like the Beatles. Like when the Beatles used to perform, you see the girls out there with the fucking like the skirts and shit. They be out there screaming and shit like that. This is what Sagittarius kind of subconsciously see women as. It's like, you know what I'm saying, fans, groupies and shit like that. You see what I'm saying? Not necessarily who they are, but like they go after girls that are like caught up in their hype and the hype of who they are already. Um, Go listen to the song by Frank Sinatra called "The Way You Look Tonight." If you're a Sagittarius woman, I mean, if you're with a Sagittarius, if you're a woman dating Sagittarius, go look at the song "The Way You Look Tonight." You see what I'm saying? Like this is Sagittarius mind. Uh, Appreciate the superficial of a Sagittarius. You know what I'm saying? Don't look at it like this is my man, this is my woman. This is the best way I can, like, if you trying to get with a Sagittarius woman, appreciate the superficial. Appreciate just the makeup, the fucking the hair, the smell, the perfume. You know what I'm saying? But don't try to wife this bitch. Like if you fucking with Sagittarius nigga, appreciate the fucking suit, the shiny watch, the fucking the whatever the fuck it is he's doing, but do not try to lock this nigga down type shit. Like you know what I'm saying? Like use this as a person to come in your life to kick it with. Like you know what I'm saying? You might even end up having a relationship with them for 10, 20 years. Like they might end up like I've seen this several Sagittarius like have relationships, like get in a relationship and still be fucking somebody that they've been fucking for fucking like 5, 10 years. Like you know what I'm saying? Like ain't a damn thing changed. Like they go into relationships but still be fucking like they friends or they exes and like they side pieces and shit like that. It's just that they understand now, okay, well like I'm with this girl now. You know what I'm saying? But me and you we still fucking, right? Okay, cool. Like you know what I'm saying? Like this is the shit that they be on. Like they don't even give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta appreciate the superficial of them and that you might be going like if you say you're a woman, you going through a phase right now, you might just broke up. Like Sagittarius might be a good rebound. You know what I'm saying? But just be honest about the rebound. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, look, we're just gonna be fucking. We're gonna have some fun right now. Like you know what I'm saying? It's cool, and like they will be perfect. They are perfect for that shit. Like you know what I'm saying? The women are too. And they'll appreciate you for saying that. Like a Sagittarius woman, I've seen that several times. They will appreciate you more for saying that than taking them down like a long road of bullshit. You see what I'm saying? The problem with that is that you be caught up in it like I've seen Sagittarius women are fucking gorgeous. Like, you see what I'm saying? You can't even believe you be saying this shit sometimes. You be like, well, you're fucking beautiful as fuck. Like, you see what I'm saying? But I think me and you, we should just be cool type shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just going through some shit right now. You'll say if you want to keep having sex, we can have sex. We can fucking hang out, have a good time. But I don't think me and you as a couple would work. Like you say this shit to a Sagittarius, like you won't even believe it. Like you looking at them and if you won't even believe it, just you're saying it yourself because they're gorgeous. But I'm trying to tell you that is like the best shit that you could actually say to actually keep it in the right frame of what the relationship really is in a subconscious. Uh, Appreciate the superficial. A lot of times they will be college dropouts, high school dropouts. Frank Sinatra was that. They really should you try to get them to Vegas, try to get them to the casino in Vegas, or try to, if you live in a casino, if there's a casino somewhere in the area and you're dating a Sagittarius, take them to the casino at least once a month or once every 2 months and have a budget already. You know what I'm saying? Like go there with this much cash. Don't take the ATM card. Don't take nothing else with you. Just take this amount and don't take nothing else with you that you don't need to. Um, like I said, appreciate the superficial. Take them to the casino. Take them out on dates, shit like that. They will put you under a spell because they are very smooth talking people. Like it's like kicking it with James Bond all night. You know what I'm saying? And you a female, you gonna expect this motherfucker to say some smooth shit to try to talk you out your drawers, and you gonna fuck around and do that shit. Like you know what I'm saying? Because this motherfucker know exactly what to say. You know what I'm saying? So they can be very convincing. Um, they can arouse jealousy. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're not even a jealous woman or you're not a jealous man, you also you might find yourself getting jealous over the fact that you see somebody else talking to your Sagittarius mate. You know what I'm saying? You know what the fuck, like so then because it is a lot of times kicking it with them is like a lot like being in a movie. And when you see outside characters invading in on your movie, you can be like, man, what the fuck? Like you know what I'm saying, make you react with jealousy. Like you know what I'm saying? So they can arouse jealousy in other people. Um Sagittarius can find themselves on tour, a lot of traveling, a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times being with them is like dating somebody who's constantly on tour. The word hedonism, hedonism, means the pursuit of pleasure and self-indulging and self-absorbed. Some of lower self Sagittarius can be considered hedons. They appreciate wisecracks, so don't be afraid to say some slick shit and fucking like you can kind of say, "Oh, you're fucking up," like you know what I'm saying, in a funny and cocky way that they'll kind of appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not offended by wisecracks or talking shit. Like go back to what I'm talking about with Larry Bird. He's known for shit talking, so you can kind of talk shit to them and get away with it. Matter of fact, they kind of welcome that shit as long as you can keep it in the frame. Don't take it personal. Um, when they fall off hard. So make sure that you can be there for them and have a way of dealing with that when they do fall off. Be prepared for them to fall off. Um, when they not selling tickets to the concerts, when their fucking sales are down, when they're whatever it is, like they're getting less comments on their posts, they're putting out their Instagram photos and there's less comments coming through and people are unsubscribing from their channel and shit like that and they start falling off like you're with them, be prepared to ride that wave. You know what I'm saying? It comes with the territory. A lot of Sagittarius women are Instagram whores, meaning that like if they post a photo at noon and it only get 5 likes, they want to know why. So they gonna be a little bit more half naked by the time the 2 o'clock photo hit, and then that might only get 7 likes. You know what I'm saying? So like by the time fucking 9 o'clock at night, she gonna be down there butt ass naked on motherfucking Instagram, and it might have fucking 20, 30 likes type shit. Like you know what I'm saying, but like it's gonna progress through the day because they're fucking like Instagram whores, and that like they're trying to trigger, almost like how Cancer women are, and they're like they fucking trying to trigger a reaction in men, like thirst traps type shit. Like they can be some thirst trap shit on Instagram. They can be perfectionists, but more so in when it comes to them, not necessarily their surroundings or their their life as a whole, like the budgeting, the fucking life insurance, and the fucking um money market accounts, 401k, fucking like not shit like that, but more so like the fucking make sure your car is the year. Like right now it's 2017. Like making sure your car is 2017. Making sure that you know what I'm saying. The phone is the up to date phone. Making sure that the fashion is an up to date fashion. Shit like that. Like you know what I'm saying. They're perfectionists in that regard. They love praise. It's very important to praise them and tell them that they're doing a good job. Telling them that you know what I'm saying, that you like their fashion, that you appreciate their smell, that you appreciate you know what I'm saying, the things that they did to present themselves so great for you. Basically, they love that praise. A lot of times you will find Sagittarius saying they're going into retirement and then coming out of retirement. You know what I'm saying? Like Frank Sinatra did this and Jay-Z did this. Like they say, okay, well, thank you. This is my last show. Thank you. It's the grand finale, and then they come out of retirement. You know, like kind of like how Michael Jordan did, even though he's Aquarius. But you know what I'm saying? Sagittarius be on that shit too. They love sports. Um, Even if it's just to breeze through ESPN and like they not necessarily be all about, they don't know the specifics of each sport, but they do just like the challenge of sports. Women are the weakness of all Sagittarius men. Like you know what I'm saying? Not money, not like they constantly have people throwing money at them. They'll constantly have you know what I'm saying, opportunities for jobs, shit like that. But the one thing that constantly fucks them up all the time is women. And they will take risks for women more than anything. Um, their spouse must be at their disposal. This is a lot of times why they will date younger women. You know what I'm saying? Is because they need somebody that's constantly right there to do whatever the fuck they say right then and there whenever they want. They can be entitled with their women. The word wanderlust is something that's definitely attached to Sagittarius. Look that word up, wanderlust. People just kind of moving through life, looking for life and passion, don't really have no direction. They can be womanizers. They can be too smart to relate to their own pain, meaning that, like, yes, you're going through pain and you understand you're going through pain, but you're still not fucking relating to it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So you don't give a fuck. You still keep doing the same stupid shit. Edith Piaf, um, daughter died of alcohol abuse. Look up Edith Piaf. You see what I'm saying? Her daughter died of alcohol abuse and lung cancer. They can be very insensitive. people, especially in arguing situations. Like you're saying, if you get in an argument with them, expect them to say whatever the fuck they want. Like there's no rules. They can say whatever the fuck they want. A matter of fact, Lafayette, if you know the character from True Blood, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if you're any True Blood fans. There's a character Lafayette. So he just died. You know what I'm saying? He was from like fucking Lafayette. He's from Harvey, Illinois. Like I literally lived fucking 10 minutes, 5 minutes from fucking Harvey, Illinois. You know what I'm saying? This character Lafayette, he was on True Blood. He played the gay dude. He's a black dude. You see what I'm saying? He died trying to stop. You Sagittarius. He died, tried to stop drinking. He had what's called complications due to alcohol poison. Like you know what I'm saying, from stopping drinking. This means that this is a guy who drank so much that when he tried to stop, he fucking died. You see what I'm saying? Rest in peace. I was a huge fan of True Blood. Um, Sagittarius approach it like, man, approach life as like, this is my world and you're just in it. This is my movie. You're just a character in my movie. They like to antagonize, mock people. Bruce Lee was notorious for this. You look at the Takeover by Jay-Z, had a song called Takeover. He was mocking Nas through the whole fucking song. Started bullshit for no reason. Um, they Sagittarius women can be jersey chasing whores, like fucking NBA players and shit like that. Like they like dating fucking athletes and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? They will steal ideas. We've talked about this before. They will give you unsolicited advice, which is basically shit that they'll make up on the fucking spot. Don't necessarily mean that it'll fucking make sense. It has to make sense. They'll just make the shit up right now. They will ignore the fucking facts and just tell you, basically grab life by the horns and go. They will make you feel like it's always your fault if you get in a fucking, this is fucking so fucking true. Like, I cannot explain every fucking time. Sagittarius be blatantly wrong. Like, yo, you are blatantly fucking wrong. But they still will somehow notoriously point out why it's your fault that we led to here right fucking now. And it's like, Joe, you just totally fucking dropped the ball here. This has nothing to do with anything I did, but somehow they will tell you that it's your fucking fault. Um, Incorrectable. You know what I'm saying? If they're wrong, they will tell you why it's okay to be wrong, type shit. Uh, they can be very blunt, prone to anger, extra as fuck. A lot of times I can tell a Sagittarius woman, like when, especially like from the age, like a Sagittarius woman was born in the like in the 60s, like early 50s, like they had that old, like that leopard print, that fucking zebra leopard print with the cheap fucking gold earrings and the motherfucking cheap gold chain, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the old cheap perfume and a fur coat type shit, like extra shit, like look like a fucking pimp type shit. Like I'd be like, man, you're a Sagittarius woman. She's like, how the fuck do you know that shit? Like, cause you look like a fucking pimp. You know what I'm saying? Extra shit. Tacky. That's the word I was looking for. Tacky. Tacky as fuck sometimes. They can be terrible with saving money. They say they're gonna save money and they'll take all that shit and go directly to the strip club or straight to the liquor store type shit. They're actually not good leaders. You look at some Jay-Z, who actually broke away from Rockefeller to become the president of Def Jam. Fucked that up. Then he did Rock La Familia, fucked that up, and it eventually got his own company Title right now, which he's head of right now. You see what I'm saying? But if you look at the previous opportunities Jay-Z was given the opportunity to become leader, everybody who followed Jay-Z basically has nothing. You look at Memphis Bleak, you look at fucking Sauce Money, Beanie Siegel, fucking you see what I'm saying? Everybody who was signed to the Rock, fucking Chris and Neef, you know what I'm saying? Don't none of them have, you know what I'm saying, no promising career that you thought that they would have had, fucking, you know what I'm saying, from back then. All of them fucking fell off. You know what I'm saying? They're not good leaders. Like at the time when we're on the cusp of the moment, it seems like they're good leaders, but like on the long term, it's not. And even if you look at Beyonce, like he cheated on Beyonce, like he didn't even say lower to her. Like Jay-Z don't say lower to nobody. But like earlier when I was talking about he was opportunistic, like when I was talking about with Eminem, what I didn't mention was that like the shit he did, like on every album, like he had an album with Juvenile on it, like at the time when Juvenile was hot. He went to Juvenile. Like he even did the album with R. Kelly when R. Kelly was hot. You know what I'm saying? Like he did like when Biggie Smalls, Jay-Z, Biggie Smalls nigga shit just when Biggie was hot. You know what I'm saying? Like Jay-Z has a thing about him, like even when Beyonce was hot, he did the record with Beyonce and ended up marrying her and shit. Like Jay-Z has a thing about himself where he knows how to like be right there at the cusp of whatever is hot and like taking it and making it his own. This is why him and Jadakiss had got into it. You can go on, matter of fact, on Carcino page, Sagittarius, and look up the video where he explains this, like why Jay-Z and Jadakiss had got into it. It's because like Jay-Z was basically stealing Jadakiss swag, and like they're notorious for doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? And they are not loyal to the people that they do this shit to. They're all mouth, no brain. They're very defensive. Uh, they will think that I'm jealous of them just for making this video. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, even though motherfuckers, like, they be like, man, like initially, you know, you gotta understand, like, a lot of people do not understand my page, and they'll just be scrolling through YouTube, and they don't understand that, like, people put out these type of videos, so they see some shit, why he's had a chest, and they'll click on this, and they might watch, like, the first fucking 2-3 minutes of it, and then cut it off. They're like, oh, man, that nigga was just jealous of Sagittarius. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the instinct, like, that, how they'll approach it, type shit. You see what I'm saying? Um, Detached emotionally in relationships. They're not detached emotionally in life, but when it comes to relationships, they kind of expect, it's almost like a dictatorship in that, like, it's expected that you are going to follow me. I am the fucking final judge, jury, and executioner. So for you to question me is a problem, and they will detach emotionally in exact moments where they should attach emotionally, when they should come a little bit more soothing and smooth. They're totally opposite when they actually in the relationship with you. Like, they'll do all this shit up front, but then, like, when you actually get in a relationship and you actually say, okay, well, like, hey, I need some attention, or hey, like, what's going on with this? Like, they will fucking be relentless and ruthless in that, like, hey, what the fuck? We've already established that this is a relationship. I'm the boss now, so therefore you have to follow things as I say, how I go. It's like, wait, hold on, like, I didn't sign up for this. Like, you was smooth as fuck. It made me feel that, like, I was gonna be the fucking king or queen or what the fuck is going on now. Like, it's like, well, no, like, once you sign this contract type shit, like, motherfucker, that's it. Like, okay, now I'm the fucking Pablo Escobar of this shit. You need to listen to what the fuck I'm saying. Um, they thrive on knowing stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? Basically, mindless chatter. Like, some shit. And then, like, this video is so, like, right now I'm an hour into this video. Like, you know what I'm saying? Me collecting all this information, being able to sit here for an hour and talk to you about this type of shit. You gotta imagine, like, Sagittarius will sit and talk to you about some shit that has nothing to do with nothing for an hour. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just keep switching top, like, you know what I'm saying? And just the fact that the energy, as long as it's like a fire burn, as long as the fire don't go out, they will fucking sit there and give you mindless chatter about fucking anything. It's just the fact that they just know these things and be able to throw it out in a conversation at a bar or in a fucking social setting is like, that's why they read the shit that they read. That's why Facebook or Twitter is the shit, you know, because after this is meme after meme, like thought after thought, and they could take this shit like, oh man, did you know this? Did you know this? Did you know this? Did you know this? And like, oh, check this out. And like, they package jokes and riddles and fucking gambits and project them out with their own fucking personality and hot sauce that they put on the fucking situation. Sagittarius women will fucking spend an hour and a half just doing their fucking hair and makeup. Like, if you waiting on them to go out on it, like, do not, like, man, like, know this up front. If you are Sagittarius, I mean, if you dating a Sagittarius woman and you about to get with them, just know that your bathroom is going to be fucking hair, makeup, nail polish, fucking everywhere. Like, your bathroom is not, like, kiss that shit goodbye. Like, there's going to be no fucking way in hell you're going to be able to operate in the bathroom, and let alone, like, okay, like, because like, me as an Aquarius, I like to, like, make sense of things. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'd be like, why do you have all this shit and it still takes fucking 2 hours to do this shit? Are you confusing yourself, or is you fucking, like, making a system that works? Like, why do you need 30 eyeliners? Why do you need 20 fucking lip liners? Why, like, you would think if you got this much shit, then you'd be able to go right in there, whip the shit up, and boom, done. Like, okay, boom, 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 boom. Like, no, it still takes a fucking hour and a half to do all this shit. It's like fucking trying to film a movie type shit. Like, I said I wasn't gonna spend a long time on that shit, and I ended up doing it anyway. They will. A Sagittarius woman will tell you to hold her purse. I'm gonna let you know off rip. If you already in a relationship with a Sagittarius woman and you've been holding her purse, and you hear me say this, don't change. But If you do find yourself out in a date with a Sagittarius woman and she tell you hold her purse, do not hold that shit. Figure out. Don't ask me what to do, how to just figure out for yourself, but do not hold that shit. Don't make it an issue. Either keep it lighthearted, keep it laughing, joking, keep it in the frame, but do not hold that shit. They are cheaters. And it's not really fair that they're cheaters because they are groupies and they're not really getting what you to them. They don't really look at it like cheating. It's just that they got caught in a relationship with you. They were just really trying to fuck. Alcoholism. Beethoven, who had psoriasis or liver, fucking died. There's a lot of Sagittarius who suffer from alcoholism. Um, they love music that's on the fringe of the thoughts, meaning that like if you in an argument with them and you know exactly what song to go play on, and it's gonna fucking be they're saying exactly what the fuck's going on, or like you going through a moment and you know exactly what song to put on, like a DJ, like the fucking like they say God is a DJ and he know how to play the perfect record at the perfect moment. What the fuck is going on? Like this is the type of shit that they into. They are the successor of someone else. A lot of even though you may not know this, like a lot of times, whatever style that they're ushering in, you're saying they're fucking, like I said before, they're borrowing from somebody else. Um, Listen to who they listen to, basically, and you'll understand why they're saying what they're saying. They are knockoffs. A lot of them are knockoffs. Jay-Z is a knockoff of Biggie. Beethoven is a knockoff of Mozart. Cannabis, Sagittarius, is a knockoff of Rakim. Frank Sinatra is a knockoff of Tommy Dorsey. Woody Allen is a knockoff of Elaine May and Ingmar Bergman. They do not pay taxes. They do not pay bills. Look at Lil Kim. Nicki Minaj just fucking stole Lil Kim's whole fucking swag. Just fucking knockoff Lil Kim. I mean, Nicki Minaj is a knockoff Lil Kim. Angie Stone knocked out her daughter's teeth with a pipe. Sagittarius. Look it up. Angie Stone. Shout out Angie Stone. And she has diabetes. Nicki Minaj beef with Miley Cyrus, who's also Sagittarius. She also had beef with the Brat. She beefed with Lil Kim. She beefed with Foxy Brown. She beefed with Remy Ma. She got fake titties, fake ass. She's not even into girls. Her name's Nicki Minaj. She don't even like girls. It's all image. Rabina Rastaban. If you follow astrology, obviously you've seen a lot of videos come out recently, past couple of years. Rabina Rastaban, she calls herself the realest astrologer. Now this is a chick who's ruthless in her interpretations. She's with a positive spirit, with a real nice smile, like the way she presents the information. You know what I'm saying? But if you go on her page, like you know what I'm saying, like if you follow the order of her page, like she had been putting out videos for like 7-8 years, like you know what I'm saying. But like when this theme just recently just started to come out, like as far as people, why I hate this sign, like the negative traits, like people just started recently, like really Alyssa Sharp was the one who really like brought in this theme of, a lot of people was doing it already. Like you can find books on this topic, like you know what I'm saying, but Alyssa Sharp was really the one who kind of mainstreamed on YouTube the themes of negative traits of astrology. Like you see what I'm saying? So when you go on her channel and go like to the back, like you go back like 6-7 years, like you see like she was putting out videos, but like it wasn't really catching. But when she put out her first video, which was like, why, you know, it was a negative sign, like you see what I'm saying, like it picked up. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then she just started putting out hella videos on that topic. And this is exactly how her video page went viral. Now, I'm not knocking her at all. Like, you know what I'm saying? But, like, this is a woman who actually did her homework. And, like, but this is some Sagittarius shit. This is, like, this is somebody who kind of see, like, okay, like, this shit is working. I'm going to go this way type shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is the same shit like Jay-Z did. And that, like, when you look at the shit that Biggie was doing, it was like, okay, like I see that, like Jay-Z didn't rap like this at all. Like when Jay-Z first came out, he was doing some fucking Hawaiian Sophie fame, like almost like Das Effects. Biggie was but Biggie whole style came from fucking Big L, which is a whole nother topic. But like Big L, like Jay-Z borrowed a lot from Big L as well. Like, you know what I'm saying? They whole style, they whole fucking theme of life. Like, man, what's the name of that movie, man? It's a movie called Vicky Cristina Barcelona. You know what I'm saying? And it's a guy in there who was a painter. You see what I'm saying? And he was dating two women. But you know what I'm saying? He basically had said, I mean, the character, what's the Spanish chick's name? I can't even think of her name. But she had said it in it. She was like, man, this dude stole everything, his whole philosophy, the way he approaches life, like the way he paints his pictures, everything, he's got it from me. Like, she said that shit in that movie. Like, you see what I'm saying? I can't even think of her name. And like, this is Sagittarius shit. Like, all of that passion, everything that you're seeing is just fucking there. And they are just like waiting for like a lane to like just take that shit and make it theirs. Like, if you follow, you know what I'm saying, her channel, you see that shit. Like, if you go back and look at the dates, you see what I'm saying? And by the way, I love her fucking channel. She is fucking cold as fuck. Like, I fucking have huge respect for her fucking channel. So I'm saying, but when you look at it from a Sagittarian standpoint, you see exactly like this is a, like, you know, when you look at the fucking symbol of Sagittarius, somebody holding a fucking arrow, pulling it back, like, you see like this is somebody who focused on exactly what the fuck they were trying to do and like went directly in that lane. Like, you know what I'm saying? And they coded doing that. Samuel Jackson is a fucking Sagittarius, you know what I'm saying? Loud ass screaming ass Samuel Jackson, you know what I'm saying? I'm tired of these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane. You know what I'm saying? If you look at his character in Lakeview Terrace, like, I don't know if you ever seen Lakeview Terrace, you know what I'm saying? That's some straight Sagittarius shit. Like, he was kind of overbearing, loud, drinking, obnoxious, annoying, fucking, like, go watch the movie Lakeview Terrace. You know what I'm saying? And you'll see like a fucking Sagittarius black man, fucking crazy as fuck. Taylor Swift, serial dater, um, beef with Kanye over some fake shit. Like, if you know the whole shit that happened with that, that was some Sagittarius shit. Like, and mind you, like, the thing that was so ironic about that was that Kanye has said, he was like, I made that bitch famous, famous. Like he put out a fucking video. He said, I forget exactly what the fuck he even said before that shit, but he said, I made that bitch famous. And they were trying to say, well, she was fucked up for responding the way she did, but she was like, well, no, it was because he said, I made that bitch famous. And like, mind you, like, I was trying to see, was that a real justification, or was she just saying that shit because like she's a Sagittarius, and I can kind of see how, like, from a Sagittarius standpoint, you got a nigga put out a video with you laying here naked next to him in a fucking bed in an orgy, talking about, I made you famous. Like, you know what I'm saying? To a Sagittarius, that's gonna sound a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Even though she is fake as fuck. Like, you know what I'm saying? Taylor Swift is fuck super fake. But when the reasoning that she was given why she responded the way she gave, it did make me take a second look and say, but damn, like, I guess from a Sagittarius standpoint, she does kind of have a point. Miley Cyrus, Sagittarius, she kind of sounds like a man when she talks. And matter of fact, I was watching the video Rabina Rastaban. She was breaking down. You go look at her video when she was breaking down Sagittarius. She had said somewhere in there that like a lot of Sagittarius women have a masculine persona about them, like to the point where they even not afraid to put on a fucking dick, like a fucking dildo. And like when I look at Miley, like when she came out there, she had that fucking dick. You know what I'm saying? That, you know what I'm saying? And not just that, but her voice. It's like almost like a man. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, she got the word twerk put in the dictionary. Shout out Miley Cyrus. Katie Holmes, who turned down The Dark Knight for a movie called All We Had. This is a true Sagittarius movie. Like, Dark Knight was one of the biggest movies that came out in a fucking long time. And Kate Holmes was supposed to be the leading woman role in there, but she turned it down to go do a fucking independent movie called All We Had. Which I guess if you go watch it, you kind of see this is her passion. Like, you see the passion of a Sagittarius woman in that movie All We Had. And she also left Tom Cruise to get with Jamie Foxx, who was Tom Cruise's best friend at the time. And I mean, Tom Cruise is a Cancer, so him as a Cancer man with a Sagittarius woman, that's gonna be what it's gonna be. But for Jamie Foxx, you know what I'm saying, for her to go fucking best friend like that is some fucking hoe shit. Um, Jay-Z turned on Dame Dash too. I forgot to mention that earlier. Uh, Oh, Frank, right? Frank Sinatra. He turned on Dorsey. Dorsey was the dude that put Frank Sinatra on. You see what I'm saying? And he quoted Frank Sinatra. He said, "Frank Sinatra is the most fascinating man in the world. Just don't put your hand in the cage." This is Dorsey. I think his name was Jack Dorsey. This is the guy that put Frank Sinatra on. He said, "It's the most fascinating man in the world. Just don't put your hand in the cage." It's advice for most Sagittarius. Same thing I was trying to tell you before is to like appreciate the superficial about them. Don't put your hand in a fucking cage. Don't try to like wipe them up. It's good to they make good friends, side pieces. Um, hmm. Frank Sinatra had a real nasally sounding voice, singing type voice. He cheated on his wife. He cheated on two of his wives. He had a gun pulled on him at a over a gambling debt. He started throwing chips in a casino. Went into hiding. Some mob bosses wanted to kill him for this shit. Um, Betting $16,000 a hand on credit. What the fuck? Drove a fucking golf cart through the glass window. Tore up the switchboard. Uh, he had mob ties. Right, they had to call a fucking hearing on Frank Sinatra. They were trying to open up a casino. They had to call a hearing on him because he had mob ties. You gonna look this up on YouTube? Um, he was in a hearing, and they were trying to say that see, like mind you, like Frank Sinatra spent his whole life trying to prove he had mob ties, and then what ended up happening is that he wanted to go get a casino in Vegas, and then they were like, "Well, we can't." He's like, "Why not?" They're like, "Because you got mob ties." He was like, "I don't have any mob ties." They had pictures, they had all this fucking evidence, everything. Like you should say, so they had to do a fucking whole hearing that you can go watch on YouTube. You see what I'm saying? Other shit. You see what I'm saying? Totally backfired in the ass. But you know what I'm saying? He was a wild ass Sagittarius motherfucker, man, who thought he was fucking untouchable and shit. You know what I'm saying? Crazy. Tui Trang. This is the Yellow Ranger from fucking Power Rangers. If you used to watch Power Rangers back in the day, the original Yellow Ranger, her name was Tui Trang, the Asian girl. She died like a day or two before 9/11 in a car accident. And but if you look at her character, it was something about man, like something about her character, like you know what I'm saying, like she was doing the Crow, like she was in another movie, the Crow. Like of all of the characters in Power Rangers, I really felt she would have been the one that would like actually crossed over in the mainstream movies and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It was just fucked up. She died in a car accident. You know what I'm saying? But I thought just as far as potential wise, she did have the most talent as far as being able to carry film. You know what I'm saying? And like it takes a certain mystique. It takes a certain element to the difference between film and television is that like the thing about television everyone's like, hey, but then the thing about film is like you gotta be like like you know what I'm saying? So it takes a like Ashton Kutcher. He's a fucking crazy. He's good at doing like there's so many characters that can actually do television and film. You see what I'm saying? Very few people can do this. You say, matter of fact, in Hollywood, like if you doing film and you end up on TV, that's like fucking almost a death sentence. So it's like a fucking very few chances you end up going back in the film. You see what I'm saying? Marlon Wayans was one of the few people who fucking did this. Like this dude was doing film, went to TV, and ended up going back in the film. It's very fucking hard to pull this off. You know what I'm saying? But I always thought that Tui Train could have fucking did that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I really felt she had what it takes to do movies. It's just that she fucking died. Um, Also, Walter Emmanuel Jones, the Black Ranger, he's a fucking Sagittarius too. And if you look at his finger, he's actually missing a fucking middle finger. Um, Holy shit, I'm almost done. All right, so obviously very passionate people, but they're not romantic in love, which is fucking crazy because they're romantic in the pursuit, in the fucking courtship phase, but then once they get in a relationship, all that romance a lot of times is gone. They actually have a philosophy more so about love, more so than romance. They won't change. This is written in their soul. Um, you have to know their chart. A lot of Sagittarius because they are mutable. All mutable signs is very important that you do know their chart. For all the people who love to say that shit who follow my fucking videos, I'm so sick of hearing that shit. Their Sagittarius I seek. So prepare to be on a seek with them. It means that you're following somebody who's looking for something. So like it's kind of like a Libra motherfucker, and they're constantly going somewhere. You don't ever know where the fuck they're going though. Like you see what I'm saying? Like just Captain Kirk. Follow fucking Enterprise. They out there in fucking space, flying around, just looking for random shit type shit. Like this is Sagittarius. You see what I'm saying? Um, high enthusiasm. We talked about much. They want to have fun ultimately more than anything. If it's not fun to them, it's not. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times when you're dealing with music, you're dealing with entertainment, or you're dealing with certain hobbies. If you're a fucking artist, if you like to draw, if you like to do computer graphics, shit like that. Once it's no longer fun to a Sagittarius, they're not gonna be interested in whether it's a fucking real estate business, any of that shit. Like it has to be fun to them. It's more about the vibe, the energy. It's kind of like how Leos are too. Like if it ain't fun, they're not gonna be interested. Um, I suggest every fucking Sagittarius go read the book of Ecclesiastes. I highly, highly suggest every Sagittarius go read the book of Ecclesiastes in the Bible, which refer to everything is nothing and nothing is everything, meaning that like the wise man dies just like the fool dies, and that the real point, the essence of life is true wisdom, which is a lot of Sagittarius, which really what they're seeking is it takes them a lot of growth and maturity to get to this point where they realize that they're really seeking knowledge, but they're going through the thrills of life to get to this understanding of knowledge to be able to speak it in beta form. But the thrills of life are not equivalent to the knowledge, the expression of the knowledge that you're gonna be doing later. Uh, yeah, like matter of fact, like also on the side note, there's a dude on YouTube, I mean on Instagram right now. His name is Bonk, Boonk. I don't know if he's really a fucking Sagittarius or not, but like if you look at the shit he doing, like he got arrested for stealing donuts. You see what I'm saying? Um, and they sat him down, they gave him an interview. He really said it. So he's like, look, man, this is really an image. This is just some shit I'm doing for Instagram. You see what I'm saying? I'm really not stealing this shit. I'm really giving it back. Like he was on video stealing shit out of the stores, but then like when he cut the video off, he would go put it back, and the fucker he would give it back. You see what I'm saying? So eventually he got arrested, and he said this shit in an interview. You see what I'm saying? But if you look at the things he's doing, he's just a young white. Like if you don't know this going into it, like you just looking at it, like before you first, you like, yo, this motherfucker is crazy as fuck. He needs to be in a mental institution. And like a lot of Sagittarius, in their mind, they're approaching this shit as like real life, and they're doing like their life is like a fucking Instagram. It's like following a fucking Instagram page, and like they're fucking constantly trying to entertain and do thrills and shit. But these things are not adding up later on to the expression of the type of knowledge that you're gonna be trying to give back, what you're really seeking. So read the book of Ecclesiastes, and it's gonna give you a very good definition of that. Prepare to go on a ride for them. Literally, a lot of times a lot of Sagittarius will work for Uber. You know what I'm saying? Like I know like 4 Sagittarius that work for Uber. They can be shallow. They don't like deep. Like when they young, a lot of times like shit like this can be shallow. You know, I mean not shallow. Like it can be boring to them. Like a lot of Sagittarius in that like you're talking about deep shit. You know what I'm saying? Especially shit like fucking astrology, or you're talking about Star Trek, or motherfucking like you know what I'm saying, shit that makes sense. Like you know what I'm saying, shit that don't change. Like they don't like that shit. Sagittarius be great, good marketers. You put them in charge of your marketing of your company, they will come up with good shit, to crazy shit to go do. The Joker from Batman can be considered, even though a lot of times I do see him as a couple other characters, but like the Joker in the Dark Knight, I really see him as a Sagittarius, especially when he burnt that money. He was like, look, I don't really do this for the money. I do this because, you know what I'm saying, because he was just fucking, he loved causing chaos. Um, Sagittarius will lose their house. It will go into foreclosure. They'll lose their car because of car note, pay notes, whatever. You fucking repossess. Motherfuckers repossess their car, repossess their house. This is fucking huge for them. Jimi Hendrix was Sagittarius. He burned his guitar on fucking stage. He lost his whole album in a taxi. They only had one copy of an album that they were recording. He was supposed to turn the shit in a week. He was in the back of a taxi and fucking left the master tape of his whole album in the fucking back of a taxi cab. Whether or not it was never found, I don't fucking know. But if it did, I'm sure it's worth a lot of money. But needless to say, he had to re-record a whole album within like 2 days and turn it in. And just some Sagittarius shit and like big projects that they working on that they might end up losing it working on. Like the computer might crash in the middle of them working on, or some shit, or the disk scratch, or they lose the USB drive on a project that they supposed to turn in, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? That's some Sagittarius shit. Bruce Lee was Sagittarius. Fought with everybody. Was notorious for fighting. Fights he didn't even have to get in sometimes, but did it just to make a fucking point. Fucked his back up fighting, unnecessary fighting. Um, Great actor. Um, died just like Jimi Hendrix. I believe Jimi Hendrix and Bruce Lee was born on the same day, if I'm not mistaken. It was November 25th. I could be wrong. But both died in a fucking freak accident, fucking overdose from drugs, stupid shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? The same shit that gives the thrills of life is the same shit that kill you. Catherine Hagel is a fucking Sagittarius. This is a woman who's like fucking hell bent on ruining her own fucking career. She's notorious for being a fucking diva everywhere she goes. Don't nobody want to fuck with her. Nobody be in her movies. Don't nobody want to be in her production or nothing. I don't know if you could fucking hear me just now. I don't know. Fucking. Oh, Zachary Taylor. He was a president. He died. He was the shortest term served ever. If you look at the seal of Zachary Taylor, this is it's fucking true Sagittarius. Like fucking arrow. It's dope. Go Google the seal of Zachary Taylor, and you see it's dope. If you're Sagittarius, you really like it. He died serving the shortest term president because of some fucking food he ate. I think it was like some fruit and some fucking milk that spoiled, and he got food poisoning and died. Joe DiMaggio, who died of lung cancer and drinking too much. He divorced from Marilyn Monroe, who's a Gemini, which is totally opposite of Sagittarius. Like, if you're a fucking Sagittarius, you know, with a Gemini. If you're a Gemini dating Sagittarius, just know that you're total fucking opposite. You're just like fucking Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. Joe DiMaggio and Marilyn Monroe, he was fucking totally in love with her, fucking worshiped her. I think his last words was like, "Oh, I finally get to see Marilyn," or some shit like that. Died of lung cancer and liquor. JFK Jr., who died in a fucking airplane, taking risks, flying around, crashed, died. Tina Turner, you look at her relationship with fucking this dude, Ike Turner. Uh, you look at her movie, you know what I'm saying, true Sagittarius shit. You see all type of themes in there from the fucking even toward the end when she got the spiritual enlightenment, when she, you know what I'm saying, when she used the Buddhism to heal the things that she had been through. Like, this is true Sagittarius scenes, and they look at all of the rock and all of the fucking live performing, all that shit, where they get to a point in their life where they focus on the bigger picture and they find an inner peace about themselves, and they realize that, you know, all of the thrills don't add up to the inner peace of what they're really looking for. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so Tina Turner, true Sagittarius. A lot of Sagittarius die in the month of February. February is typically not a good month for a lot of Sagittarius. Um, I'm not going to name off, but you can go look it up for yourself to see. They can be very immature, talk too much. They can be players just for the sake of being players. Even when they have a beautiful spouse or somebody they're happy with, they'll just love the thrill of the game. They can be very shallow, I said before, unstable, like Geminis. Um, they're just not quite there yet. That is a perfect thing to describe, like unpolished. Like, I've heard the word people say, just not polished. Like somebody who's just like fucking right there, they're just not fucking there. Like my friend Post say, so close yet so far. Um, just in life, like where they need to be. When you're hot, you're hot. When you're not, you're not. This is a theme of Sagittarius. Also the theme of "This is why I'm hot." Like, you do that song, "This is why I'm hot. This is why I'm hot." Like, this is like how Sagittarius approach people in general. It's like, this is why I'm hot. Like, you can imagine Jay-Z trying to close the deal with Tidal with Sprint. Like, you see what I'm saying, and going to Sprint and telling them like, okay, this is why I'm hot. I'm a multi-million-dollar fucking recording artist. So like when he does these tours, then he get like fucking Heineken or Bud Light, these fucking huge companies to sign deals with him. Like, when he's approaching them, like, well, yeah, well, this is why I'm hot. You know what I'm saying? This is how a lot of Sagittarius approach conversation. Very impulsive, gamblers, uncontrollable. Don't try to control them. They won't change. They ignore a lot of good advice. Like, even this video alone, even though it's a lot of things I'm saying in here, tomorrow morning when they wake up, they still gonna be, they like right now listening to this shit. It's like, wow, 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 wow. But like tomorrow morning, they're gonna wake up and do the same shit. Like, they're not gonna change. They're gonna ignore good advice. Um, they are like authority wannabes, like meaning that like they want the authority, but the real shit that come along with having authority is a lot of study and a lot of training, and they're not willing a lot of times to go through that training and that studying to get that proper authority. They will switch issues around on you, especially when they're blatantly wrong. I've seen a situation where a Sagittarius dude was cheating on a chick, and he called her while he was in the car having sex with the chick. Somehow his phone foot arm something pressed up and called his wife at home, and she heard him having sex with the woman in the car. And somehow when he got home and she told him that she heard the whole thing, he still told her that it was her fault because I don't know what the fuck happened. I don't know if she cheated on him or whatever, but somehow he made it seem like it was her fault. He packed all his shit and left. Like, you know what I'm saying? Sagittarius dude. But he turned the tables around real smooth on her on that one. They will tell a joke about you and roast you in front of fucking people. So be prepared for that shit. They always have some type of hidden agenda. Everything that you're seeing on the surface is not everything. There's always a hidden agenda. They are not faithful in relationships. They are constantly seeking an adrenaline rush that is bigger than the relationship, which can be quite childish in certain ways. They don't see this as childish because they haven't balanced that energy. They can be Prince Charming in public, but a fucking total dick, an arrogant asshole behind closed doors. Do not fall in love with a Sagittarius. They have demands. They're not in a relationship. They have demands. Um, they make great flings. Like if you go to like Stella got a groove back type shit, you know what I'm saying? You go off in fucking Jamaica somewhere, or fucking if you hang out at a party at a bar and you want to hang out with a beautiful person of the opposite sex and you happen to meet a Sagittarius, keep that person around. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, call them up for these reasons. Do not call them to get emotional and shit like that. Like, call this person when you want to go out and you want to make an impression upon the people that are going to be there. If you're going to a bar or club, you call up your opposite sex person and take them with you. Like, you should have some drinks, hang out. You might even end up having sex at the end of the night and leave it, you know what I'm saying? Go home, leave it there, send some pictures back and forth the next day. That's it. You're not trying to get in a relationship with them. You see what I'm saying? They have a lot of childhood pain, which helps push them into the justification of success that they're using later on. They will, even though they will fucking crack on you in public, they will flatter you in public just for the sake of the movie. Like, okay, this is a great scene per se. Like, the flattering is not legitimate. It's just like a great fucking scene. Um, they have a bad history with love, and they kind of see it as unreliable, meaning that like when they fall in love, it typically doesn't work. So it's going to be hard to convince them to do it again. They can be very flaky, especially on first dates, first week or so meeting them. They can be very flaky and blow you off for the first week or two meeting them. So don't take it personal. They can be very negative with a happy face. They fucking like they'll fucking smile and say some shit like and then like some super negative shit. Very rigid when it comes to relationships. They won't, like a lot of water signs approach relationships kind of blind, almost like a fool. Sagittarius hate playing the fool. It's very hard to get them to play the fool, and they can be very rigid when it comes to um, certain situations where they got to swallow their pride. Um, can be very one-dimensional. A lot of times you think of Jay-Z, his style, or you think of DMX, or you think of cannabis. These are rappers per se. But even when you look at like Stone Cold Steve Austin's a wrestler, very one-dimensional. He had multiple styles he came out with, but the one that stuck most was the Stone Cold Steve. This might this is all alter egos. It's not fucking real life. These fucking images that they're trying to portray themselves as. You know what I'm saying? So they once they find a stick, like you look at Nicki Minaj, same thing. Like she had fucking multiple personalities. Roman. She calls herself Roman. She has like when she first started rapping, she had like 5 different voices that she was like portraying herself as. You know what I'm saying? Trying to find a stitch. But like once she transitioned over all of that, and then she just became this larger than life personality called Nicki Minaj. You know what I'm saying? It became one dimensional. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when she was coming up and she was trying to find herself, that was like the good Nicki. But like once she like fucking crossed all the way over, it was like okay, yeah, that's Nicki. Um, too smart for their own good. When you look at 444, Jay Z's album, he says a lot of things in there that like you kind of look at him telling you total opposite of everything he ever told you in his whole fucking career. And then like he's talking about saving money and credit and shit like that. It's like, yo, you the same dude that was telling us to go fucking to the bar and go throw money in strippers and fucking blow bottles and fucking Ace of Spade bottles and fucking Cristal. Now you're telling me to save money. So like, you know what I'm saying? This is somebody who is too smart for their own good, and they're always gonna constantly approach you from no matter what angle. Is that like, okay, I'm smarter than you? It's like, wait, you're smarter than me because you're throwing money, popping bottles in the club, but now you're smarter than me because you're not throwing money and popping bottles in the club. Like, so I'm saying, they're gonna constantly approach it from a standpoint is that I'm smarter than you, but you're too smart for your own good. They will laugh at their spouse for liking them. Like in the back of your mind, like when you look at Jay-Z, like Jay-Z had a song where he says, "Get your independent ass out of here." Question. I think it was on Minute Man. He was actually kind of dissing Beyonce. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't dissing her per se, but he's kind of like in the back of Jay-Z's mind, he's laughing at Beyonce for giving him because he's like, I can't believe I pulled this shit off. Like, and this is kind of a lot of Sagittarius kind of look at their spouse like, you're a sucker for dating me. They are opportunists. They will talk a shit about their own friends, not just their spouse, but their own friends as well. But it's all in good trash talk compared to it's not like evil natured. It's just more like just trash talk. Um, they will judge their own friends. They cannot relax. It's very hard for them to relax. They need a drink or something, smoke or something to take them out of their normal mind frame. They can be heavy procrastinators. Will push it off to the very last minute. Um, a lot of Sagittarius end up with a Virgo. A lot of times Virgos are obsessed with Sagittarius, and Sagittarius can be obsessed with Virgos. There's something about that dynamic that's just like, I don't know what the fuck that is, man. But like Sagittarius and Virgos, they're like the most carrots and peas type shit. It's like they go together, but then they totally don't fucking go together at the same time. It's like they're the most shit. They go together and they're totally toxic. And they're like, if the Virgo simply understood, this is somebody who is brought into your life to just give you thrills and you move on. Do not fucking drink the Kool-Aid. Virgo, drink the fucking Kool-Aid every motherfucking time. Sagittarius look at it like, okay, this motherfucker is feeling me. They are the motherfucker that's just like, they are perfect for me. You're saying, but what they end up doing is not being honest and telling them like, look, you are just another spoke on this motherfucking wheel. This is, if you do this, you can remove so much of the toxicity up front. They do not do this. What they do, they bullshit each other, and then you create this fucking soup, this fucking pot of fucking toxic waste that tastes so delicious. And it's like, this is where the fuck Sagittarius are fucking with Virgos. And I cannot, I've seen this shit. This is what you're looking at with Jay-Z and Beyonce. Um, why the fuck did I write that down? I don't even know why the fuck I wrote that down. Um, go watch the movie Mind Walk if you can find that movie. If you're Sagittarius. I'm not gonna say shit about that. Just go look it up. Um, the Never Ending Story. If you ever seen the movie Never Ending Story, how the movie is just kind of larger than life. The tales, like this is how Sagittarius approach life a lot of times. In it, like the story is larger than life. Like, man, last night was just off the chain. It was fucking 300 bitches naked in the fucking pool, and we had all of the weed in the world, and they were popping bottles left and right. And Michael Jackson, Jay-Z, Tupac, and Jimi Hendrix are all performing, and fucking Barack Obama showed up, and fucking Donald Trump was there, and fucking it just sounds like what the fuck, like the biggest, like what's that movie Project X? Like if you go look at the movie Project X, that's Sagittarius shit. It's like the biggest, largest fucking event like ever. Like this is where the fuck they're at. You see what I'm saying? So when you watch the movie Never Ending Story, it's kind of like that. It's like a story that's just larger than life. Um, I don't even know what the fuck this is. They love earth signs. Dating a Sagittarius always seems like a good idea at first, and then you realize I should have left this motherfucker as a side piece. I should have never married this motherfucker. Um, Nicole Biamonte. Sagittarius. Um, last fucking set. I never thought I would fucking say this, but this is our last section, ladies. Everybody's been mistaken with me. This is our last fucking section. And what the fuck time is it? Y'all motherfuckers stuck with me this whole fucking time. Cheers to you motherfuckers. I know a lot of people been waiting for this video for a very long time, and this is our last fucking section. So, Britney Spears is Sagittarius. Remember that bitch cut her motherfucking hair off and had a nervous breakdown? Like I said, when Sagittarius up, they up. They down, they down. Imagine you was with Britney Spears when she cut her motherfucking hair off. And like, this is your wife type shit. You gotta expect these type of moments when you with a Sagittarius. Because like, it's half man, half animal, half man, half beast. There's a something controlling them. It's not just them. All of that captivating, mesmerizing energy, the movie, the fucking essence of life that you love so much about them. Well, they have a contract with an invisible animal force that's controlling them. And it's not going anywhere. And this is when you look at a situation like Britney Spears, cut her fucking hair off. That's what you're doing with Michelle A. If you know Michelle A., who had a movie called Surviving Compton, I think it was called recently, which you're talking about this getting her ass whooped every day by Dr. Dre, who's an Aquarius. She had this real squeaky voice. Like, I don't know if you know Michelle A. She was with Dr. Dre. I don't know if they ever got married, but they were together for a real. And they had a very strange Aquarius Sagittarius. Like, go watch the movie. I think it's called Surviving Compton. It was a movie about Michelle A. where she was, you know, in a relationship with Dre, but Dre was a true fucking Aquarius in that movie. Right? Like, that nigga was fucking reckless as fuck. But Michelle A., all she really wanted in that movie was to be like in a stable relationship and have her career go to heights. And like that, she got that with Dre, but it came with a price. In that, like, Dre was fucking crazy as fuck. You see what I'm saying? But ultimately, like, if you are dating a Sagittarius woman, I highly suggest watching the movie Surviving Compton by Michelle A. If you really want to understand what you can deliver to a Sagittarius woman, what she really wants, minus all of the fucking abuse and all the crazy shit Dre was doing. But what Dre was doing for her career, as far as what, like, same thing like I was saying, like, a lot of Sagittarius will work with people that are in that profession. Like, she's obviously a singer. She's dating a producer. You see what I'm saying? This is Sagittarius shit. You see what I'm saying? So you don't really want to be in a relationship with Sagittarius if like you a fucking cook and this motherfucker's a singer type shit. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, you really want to be in entertainment. Like if you fucking run a daycare and he's a fucking, I don't know, fucking computer engineer or some shit like that. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna be very hard for them to stay faithful to you because he's gonna be looking for a hot fucking computer engineered secretary type chick. You see what I'm saying? And until he gets that, he's not gonna be complete. And it's kind of the same thing with the women too. Like, if the woman, Sagittarius woman, and she's a type of artist or she's a model, more than likely she's going to want to find a photographer or somebody who's like in the same field with her to, like, you know what I'm saying, in order to make it click. You know what I'm saying? So know this. Cannabis. My God. This was like literally like, I don't know if you like, I grew up in an era when hip hop was like on the cusp of a huge change, and cannabis was like the fucking dude that was supposed to fucking, man, like, Jesus Christ. Cannabis, you talk about, I was like, I could sit here right now and rap like a whole cannabis album, like both of them. You know what I'm saying? I was the hugest cannabis fan in the fucking world, and I thought he was like, people thought he was a genius. You know what I'm saying? And what happened, like, his career is like some straight Sagittarius shit. Like I say, high highs and low lows. Like, when he first came on the scene, he was literally supposed to be like the next Rakim. And the craziest shit was that everything that happened was his fucking fault. Especially like even at the end when you fucking see what he did with Disaster. Like he got in a battle with this dude named Disaster, and Disaster like completely like go look up Cannabis versus Disaster, and you see like Sagittarius need to hit a wall. Like they hit a bottom. Like it's the same thing that happened with Jay-Z when Nas put out Ether. Like they literally have to have somebody hold up a mirror to them and show them like where you fucked all the way the fuck up at, and this is who the fuck you really are. Because they are so caught up in their own image that they don't fucking get it. And like Cannabis was literally like the Sagittarius who fell from grace. It was like this was somebody who was supposed to have all that shit Sagittarius want, the women, the fame, the fucking clout, the big crowds, everything served to him on a platter, but dropped the fucking ball. And like I said, you know, the girl who was in Crybaby, I forget her name, the girl who had the DUI, if you go look her up, I said at the beginning of this video, it's kind of the same thing. Like a lot of times Sagittarius have their whole life like ready to be handed to them on a platter, and then they'll fuck, you know, they'll get a DUI, or they'll fucking like the cop Daniel Horowitz, the guy who was raping the fucking women, like they'll fuck it up themselves, and it's like you ain't got nobody to blame but yourself. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, when you look at the theme of drama, this is kind of like with Gemini's two face. You got the happy face and you got the sad face. Or like, you know what I'm saying? Drama itself, opposite of opposite Sagittarius Gemini, we got the two faces, the drama face. But when you look at Sagittarius, they literally are like the actors of the drama. Like they are the ones who portray these life movies, like these life lessons. And it's like either this is a good movie or this is a bad movie. But, you know, if you're the fucking actor in this movie, you're gonna need some type of fucking narration. You're gonna need somebody who can help you narrate this movie, because like Sagittarius like will literally fuck up their own movie, and I've seen it so many times. So take it with a grain of salt. Uh, Devil's Due. Oh yes, if you get a chance, go watch the Devil's Due, which is Star Trek Next Generation. Go find that episode if you're Sagittarius. Um, Sagittarius will have a Capricorn cusp. Like if you're born like December, like was that like 22nd, 23rd, 24th. These are some of the most, man, like if you're born on Christmas Eve or Christmas Eve, like 23rd, 22nd, 23rd, 24th. These are some of the most people that will fucking like get their whole life. They will ruin their whole fucking life. Like these people, some of them people need like fucking help. Like they need. I know a couple people born right in that on that Capricorn Sagittarius cusp. You know, it's like even if they are super religious, you know what I'm saying? Like I know certain people that's born in a day they're super religious and they are fucking crazy as fuck. And like sometimes I just want to hug them because they'd be like, damn man, like what the fuck is wrong with you? Like if you're dating somebody that's born December 22nd, 23rd, or 24th, and they're right there on that cusp, you have to be very fucking careful because like they're gonna make you fall in love with them and they're gonna make you feel sorry for them, but like they're gonna elevate your consciousness, which is dangerous. And like you have to set boundaries with people like that. Anybody born on Sagittarius, Capricorn cusp, make sure you set boundaries with these people because like they are fucking some of the most stubborn, relentless, craziest motherfuckers you will ever meet in your motherfucking life. I promise you. A lot of Sagittarius do have ADHD. Um, there's a fine line between ADHD and bipolar. Some people who are bipolar can be fucking geniuses. And, you know, a lot of Sagittarius who are bipolar, if you place yourself around the right people, you will have a very successful career. Um, Ronnie Radice, I don't know if I'm saying this right. It's Radice. Ronnie Radice. He's like the white version of DMX. This motherfucker is crazy as fuck. He's a Sagittarius. Go look him up if you want to take a wild ride on a story of a wild ass Sagittarius. Go look up Ronnie Radice. Sagittarius do make good fair weather friends. Sagittarius women will step over men. You look at the character Tasha from Power. If you watch the show Power, you look at Tasha. She's a lot like a Sagittarius woman in that, like, you know what I'm saying? When you look at the character Ghost and like he needs things ran a certain way, she kind of is leaking through those fucking exactly how shit needs to get ran. Like you might fucking end up in jail, some crazy shit. Like she will take you to the threshold of that drama, that theater, the theatrics of her being a woman. Like you know what I'm saying? Like don't nobody check Tasha. It's hard to check a Sagittarius woman. Yeah, so it's like even if you might be doing like some illegal shit, like you might be selling drugs or doing some crazy shit in the house and you dating a Sagittarius woman, she's going to be the boss. So like even if you the boss, you run everything you ready to go. If you piss her off, she's gonna remind you that she's boss. Like she's gonna do some shit to fuck up for real. Like she might fuck up your car or like fucking like call the police on your ass with some stupid shit like get loud. Like you ain't supposed to be like. She's going to remind you that she's really the fucking boss. Um, David. Oh, how the fuck? Right. David Rothschild. I don't know. I think it's David Rene Rothschild. One of the Rothschilds' name is David. He's born December 15th. Anybody born on the 15th is the devil in Tarot. 15 is the devil in Tarot. And the devil is not Satan per se. Why you think of the devil? The devil is somebody who's like caught in the physical, caught in like money, house, like kind of earth, like negative earth traits per se. Like anybody born on the 15th. And so David Rothschild was born on December 15th. Was recently caught in a fraud. Like you can go look up just David Rothschild fraud. Case of Sagittarius was accused of fraud. He's one of the most richest men in the world. A lot of people believe in conspiracy theories and things like that in these days. When you look up David Rothschild, who's Sagittarius, the fraud case is not necessarily conspiracy theory. This is a fucking Sagittarius dude born on the 15th, fucking up like David Rothschild, December 15th. Look it up. Um, I don't even know what the fuck I wrote. Can't read my own handwriting again. And guess what, motherfuckers? We just finished the Why I Hate Sagittarius video. And I told you I would do this shit. How long is this video? We're 2 hours, so I got 4 more minutes. And I'm going to scroll through these comments real quick and address any comments. If you got any questions or something you want me to address in these last 4 minutes while I take this last shot, make your fucking comment now or forever hold your peace. But I'm about to end this shit. Let me scroll through this shit. What the fuck is this? Hi, we can hear you. I'm a sad too. What up? Listening to this, he was raping them. Nicki Minaj did steal Lil Kim's career. Miley is a sag. That is very true. Fred Sanford is a sag. I did not know that. Shout out Cyril. He's a huge. Leaves a lot of comments on my page. I did not know Fred Sanford was a Sagittarius. That do make a lot of sense. Carcino for life. I actually follow his channel. I thought Sagittarius Aquarius were the same. Law withdrawals. What the fuck? I thought Sagittarius and Aquarius were almost the same. Both very opinionated, freedom-loving, know-it-all, very independent, God complex. There's a lot of truth in what you're saying. There's a lot of I agree with what you're saying. There's a lot of disagree with what you're saying. In that Sagittarius and Aquarius are a lot the same, but then they're totally different. In that Sagittarius is not as fixed as an Aquarius is, in that there's a more of a method to the madness of an Aquarius than a Sagittarius is. Sagittarius are living life by the moment, and Aquarius are living life. They can see the bigger picture a lot more. I don't want to say that because that's gonna piss people off. It's harder for Aquarius to get caught in a moment than it is for Sagittarius to get caught in a moment. And me as an Aquarius, I will use that as an excuse to say that long term, an Aquarius is more prone to long term success than a Sagittarius is more prone to short term success. Basically. Sagittarius women are groupies, unbelievable in denial. Beanie Siegel, he's a Pisces. I'm a Cap and I do not like being told second friends have agreed to be friends. Yeah, it's better to be friends with Sagittarius. They are very big hypocrites. Can't stand Sagittarius. They were sneak dissing. They do be sneak dissing. But they just trash talking. You cannot look at the Sagittarius talking shit about you. Look at to them, you should look at it as a privilege that they're actually talking shit about you. This is how they fucking look at. Eyeliner has to be perfect. Sagittarius take forever fucking getting their shit together. I've ever seen her channel. Shout out Rabina Rastaban. Love her channel. Shout out Pamela XOXO. She's also Sagittarius. Suggest check out Pamela XOXO. She has a good channel if you're into fucking astrology. She missed her groupies and just rifle the shit out of some of her friends of Sags. They are saying fake hate people for fake shit. They have some big ass hypocrites. That is true as fuck. Like Sagittarius will say they hate fake people even though they do a lot of fake shit. But to them it ain't fake. It's just like a fucking YouTube video, and they're like, me putting out this fucking information, you have to be certain entertaining. You have to have a certain, like, it's an actor about life. Like I said, go back to the Julianne Moore scene. Like, go look to the scene in Boogie Nights where Julianne Moore's getting fucked on that desk, and she's saying, you're such a good actor, you're a good actor, you're a good actor. This is what Sagittarius is about. There's a zest for life. They're actors. They're not trying to be phony per se. They're trying to entertain you. So, they don't see us, but they will talk shit about phony people. But they don't see themselves as phony because they're trying to entertain you. Oh my god, my friends say roast me all the time. Yes, they will roast the shit out of you. Billy the Kid, Walt Disney, Billy Ford, Dan Carney, Sam Davis Jr., Jane Fonda, Eleanor Roosevelt, Mark Twain, Dionne Warwick, Bigfoot, Sasquatch, Winston Churchill. I'm a huge fan of Winston Churchill, believe it or not. Can Aquarius men go with the Gemini female? Yes, they can. Oh my god, hey, I was watching your channel with a smile. Oh my god, Britney Spears got her hair off because they thought she was crazy, but she had cancer and was doing chemo, and her people kept it quiet and private. I did not know that. Don't know if that's true. That's sick. You're on the stream, Sags. Blah, blah, blah. What are you talking about? So real. Blah, 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 blah. Patiently waiting for him to read my comments. I read your comments. Sags. I know it's fucking crazy too when you're watching people's video and they talk to you in the video and they actually read your comments. It's like, whoa, fuck. It's like fucking crazy. I know that feeling. Sags are good fake friends, though, if it makes sense. Talk about Scorpio. Fuck Scorpios. And there I talked about Scorpios. Sags are chill, but the ones are much okay. Alright. So this video is 2 hours long. I sat here for fucking 2 hours and talked shit about Sagittarius. I finally finished this shit. Right now I'm going to go smoke some marijuana, drink some more 1800, and then I'm going to mix it with some Powerade. Look, I wrote a book. It's called the Haru Special. There's a lot of Sagittarius themes in this book. The link is in the description. It's called the Haru Special. Please read it. It's also based on the reality show that I filmed and directed. It's called Hood X Reality. The link for the first episode is in the description as well. You can look at it there. Please check this out. I highly suggest that you read it if you are Sagittarius. It's very short. You can read the whole shit in about an hour. It's not long at all. Check it out and leave any comments. Appreciate everybody who subscribed to my channel. Appreciate you watching. More videos coming soon. Peace. Now let me see if I can shut this shit off.